Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Let us start with a new song. This is called Red Flag.
Somebody better tell me now, what's that waving in the sky? Red flag, Islam's a red flag. Don't get fooled by a lie. Muhammad came with a smile and a holy disguise. Silver on his tongue, but fire in his eyes. Said, follow me close, don't question the way. But truth on the run when the sunlight plays. He kissed the stones and called them divine. Took ancient fables and dressed them up fine. But if the road leads back to chains and fear, brother, sister, don't you disappear. When love gets buried under law, when mercy's missing from it all, when the false prophet's words don't heal the scar, you better know just what they are. Red flag, Islam's a red flag, baby. Red flag, don't let Allah fool your soul. Red flag, Islam's a red flag, baby. If it ain't true, then let it go. If he says, strike the one you vowed to love, and calls it wisdom from above. If children's tears are swept away, while grown men dance and kneel and pray. Oh, if false Allah hides in sacred names, and holy words excuse the shame. You don't need chains to prove you're true. The living God brings life to you. When fear is preached instead of grace, when power wears a holy face, when conscience knocks and says beware, don't close your eyes and leave it there. Red flag, Islam's a red flag, baby. Yeah. Red flag, don't let Allah fool your soul. Red flag, Islam's a red flag, baby. If it ain't true, then let it go. Walk out the darkness, step into the light. Truth got a rhythm, and love got might. Don't kiss the stone, don't bless the lie. Don't bow your heart where the dead gods are alive. Red flag on the left, red flag on the right. If it walks like darkness, it ain't bringing light. Red flag in the teaching, red flag in the plan. If it breaks the woman, if it wounds the child, don't call that the holy hand. Red flag, Islam's a red flag, baby. Red flags and red flag, don't let Allah fool your soul. Don't let Allah fool your soul. Islam's a red flag, baby. If it ain't true, then let it go. Red flag, you better turn around. Red flag, don't let Allah drag it down. Red flag is calling your name. Walk out the fire, step out the shame. Red flag, waving in the night. Red flag, run to the light. Red flag, don't sell your soul if it ain't true. Let it go.
Welcome, welcome, and welcome. Thank you guys for joining in. Today, we continue from what we had on the other day with the Islam's a red flag, and we let Muslims tell us why it's not a red flag. It's important that we allow the Muslims to explain certain things to us. I've got Zara and I've got Authenticated on the screen right now on the TikTok. So I need to make amends on how I'm going to put the sound louder. So if you just give me a second. While I'm doing that, I want to also say that in 4 hours, in 4 hours time, Chris Claus is going to go live in 4 hours time. And Chris is going to go live and I will be joining him, and we are going to do a review of the conversation that, what was his name? Hamza from Hamza's Den, that Hamza had with God Logic. Just 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. That Hamza had with God Logic. And we are going to be going through that conversation. For those that haven't seen it, haven't watched it, it's an interesting one, very interesting one. So we will be reviewing that topic. That will be in about 4 hours and 50 minutes. That will be on one-way apologetics. You'll probably see me. I will be there as well. So let's get to it. We've got Zara. How are you, sis? I'm very well, thank you. Very well. And then we've also got Authenticated. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well, my brothers. Very well, thank you. On Friday, we had Muslims tell us when it comes to Islam being a red flag. And, I would love to hear from you. Zara, are you a Muslim?
Yes, alhamdulillah, I'm Muslim.
Okay. So is there anything in Islam for you that's a red flag?
No, not at all.
Not at all. So you are okay with Surah 434 and 65:4, which is the two that we'll go to immediately, not to waste time. So 434, 424, 434, and 65:4 are the verses that, 424 tells you that it's okay to commit adultery, fornicate, rape, own slaves, and 65:4 says you can marry and penetrate children. 434 says you can beat the wife. I'm asking you, am I misunderstanding what these verses are saying? Because for me, that's a big red flag. So if you can help me understand.
So, just to comment, someone saying she has her hair out, lol haram, which is the person called Rebel. In Christianity, it's compulsory for women to also cover their hair. So, I see a lot of Christian women not covering their hair even when going to church. So just to answer to that comment. Now, to answer to your question, there is a lot of stuff in the Bible which says, for example, when Jesus says, whoever speaks bad on me, bring them before me and slay them.
No, he doesn't.
Do you know what I mean?
No, he doesn't.
So,
you see, he doesn't. No, don't please just stop there. Let me stop you there. Let me stop you there.
It doesn't say that.
Bring the verse. But ladies and gentlemen, this is a typical example of starting conversation with whataboutism. Whataboutism. So now we're going to find where Jesus says, bring people to me so that I may slay them. Just a second. Okay, sorry about that. So this is.
Did you hear me? Did you hear
No,
what
I
just
didn't
said?
hear anything you said. Once you leave the app, we cannot find what you're looking for. We can't hear anything you say once you leave the app.
Okay, it's in Luke 19:27.
Okay, let's go there, ladies and gentlemen. We go to Luke 19:27. Now, let me put on the screen on the YouTube as well. And ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to teach our sister Zara how not to be a red flag. Now, when I say that, she said go to, listen carefully now, you said go to 19, but Do you understand that if you read it in context, what it's saying?
It's the same with the Quran, though.
We're going to go
Have you
through
read
all
the-
that. We're going to
have you
go
read the
through
whole
all
Quran?
that slowly. You took me. I'm doing this for you, right? You
Okay,
asked
yeah, that's fine. But I just want to ask a question. Have you read the whole translated version of the Quran?
several times.
You read the whole Quran,
The whole Quran, cover to cover, several times.
and you don't find that in the Quran we worship. Okay, so do you believe that we worship the same God?
Before we now take another detour, let's address the topic that you brought up. You brought me up
Yeah,
to
that's
Luke,
fine.
and we're going to see what it's talking about, and then we don't need to come back, right? We don't need to come back to this. I'm going to read it for you. It's on the screen on the YouTube as well. It says, and I'm going to read it because it talks about, we'll start at 11 because it talks about the parable of the 10 minas. And then it says, as they heard these things, he proceeded to tell a parable. A parable. So what was Jesus doing? Telling a story, a parable, because he was near to Jerusalem and because they supposed that the kingdom of God was to appear immediately. He said, therefore, a noble man went to a far country to receive for himself a kingdom, then returned. Calling 10 of his servants, he gave them 10 minas and said to them, engage in a business until I come. But the citizens hated him and sent a delegation after him, saying, we do not want this man to reign over us. When he returned, having received the kingdom, he ordered these servants to whom he had given the money to be called to him, that he might know what they had gained by doing business. The first came before him, saying, Lord, your mina has made 10 minas more. And he said to them, well done, good servant. Because you have been faithful in a very little, you have authority over 10 cities. The second came saying, Lord, you've made a mina over 5 minas. And he said to him, you are to be over 5 cities. And then came another and said, Lord, here is your mina, which I kept, laid away in handkerchief, for I was afraid of you, because you were a severe man. You take what you did not deposit and reap what you did not sow. He said to them, I will condemn you with your own words, you wicked servant. You knew what I was, that I was a severe man, taking what I did not deposit and reaping what I did not sow. When then did you put money, my money, in a bank? And my coming, I might have collected it with interest. And he said to those who stood by, take the mina from him and give it to the one who has the 10 minas. And they said to him, Lord, he has 10 minas. I tell you, to everyone who has more will be given, but from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away. But as for his enemies of the enemies of mine, who did not want me to reign over them, bring them here and slaughter them before me. Do you now see that this is a story, a parable that is being told? And this is not Jesus saying, bring people to come and slaughter.
You didn't even, okay, yeah, but you didn't even know that sentence was said where it says, bring them before me.
Of course I did. That's why I took you to the verse to show you it's a parable.
To show you where the verse is.
I'm asking you because you Muslims you Muslims do chat GPT searches and you don't know the Bible.
Should I tell you something?
Please stop. You tried and you lied, and now I showed you. So do me a favor, please. You said this is Jesus. You said this is Jesus. You said Jesus said, bring them to me and slaughter them. You said that.
Yeah, that's what it says in the Bible.
And does it say that Jesus said, or is he telling again? Listen again, please. Listen again. Red flag. Listen again. Does the is it as? Oh my gosh.
The thing is, right, I've heard you out, right?
No, you haven't heard me out, because this, again, you haven't heard me out. You haven't heard me out because deficient in intelligence is now running your mouth and not your brain. Listen again, red flag. I'm asking you to show me the red flag in Islam, and the first thing you did was whataboutism.
A lot of Christians do is come into they come with a lot of aggression. I'm not being aggressive. You're calling me a red flag. I'm not being aggressive to you.
You are lying about our scripture, therefore you are a red flag. We'll get there. I asked you, Zara. Don't panic, Zara. Don't panic. Zara, relax. Relax, Zara. We're gonna call Ghostbusters.
here
I'm
for
calm.
the government.
Listen again, please, Zara. Please listen
I'm
again.
calm.
I
I'm
need you
listening
to
listen
admit,
you.
I need
I'm
you
answering
to
your
admit,
question
oh
now.
my gosh.
Like, what you guys want me to do?
Sit
Like,
quietly,
stay
sit
here
down
for the government?
quietly. I'll get back to you, Authenticated. I'll get back to you. We're just with Zara right now. We need Zara to admit that this is a parable, a story, and she ran like a coward. That's typical.
I
Oh, no,
didn't
sorry.
run like a coward.
Sorry,
I'm
not
still
you.
here.
My mistake. I apologize. I apologize. The other guy ran. My
I'm
mistake.
still here. There you go.
I
That's
said I
what love-
apologize. I apologize. If you listen,
Yeah, that's what
you
I'm
will
saying. That was very
hear.
aggressive. Yeah, you apologize. That's
Listen,
fine. I accept
thank
your
you.
apology. However,
Beautiful.
a lot of Christians seem to do that. You then told me I ran like a coward. I don't need to run from
It
nothing.
doesn't matter.
I'm gonna
It
tell you
doesn't
something.
matter. I
Okay,
accept
okay.
apologize to you. I'm asking you,
Okay,
do
that's
you
fine.
can you please
That's
let me
fine.
finish a sentence? Let me finish a
I've been letting you
sentence.
speak. I've been letting you speak. Carry on.
Okay, so what I'm going to say is, can you now admit that Jesus was telling a parable, a story? Do you agree with that now?
About getting slayed, was them words used? Can you agree with that?
I'm going to try again. Do you agree that Jesus was telling a parable, a story? Do you agree with that? And in the
About
story,
bringing someone to
and
you
in
and
not
saying
to
before-
him, not
Do you
to
do you
him,
not take the word of Jesus
not
seriously
to
then?
him. Are you slow? Don't
Do you
prove
not- so you
Muhammad
don't
and
believe
Allah
the
true.
word-
My
do you not believe the word
goodness.
of Jesus?
My goodness.
A lot
I'm
of
going to.
people in the comments are saying, a lot of people in the comments are saying, Muslims don't listen.
You're not listening. You're not listening.
Christians are very
Listen to this Muppet. Listen again. Woman, listen again to yourself. You've not shut up. You haven't accepted what I just pointed out to you, and your mouth is still working. Do you accept that Jesus is telling a story about a man, and the man is saying, bring them to me? Do you accept that and agree with what the scripture says? My word, man, this is they proving Allah to be true and Muhammad to be true when he says they're deficient in intelligence and religion. I swear to God, this is a typical example. First thing she did, she runs to whataboutism. She goes to the previous scriptures, finds out that she lied about the previous scriptures, that Jesus is telling a story. Now she's saying, do you agree that he said it? Of course he said it because it was in the bloody story. But thanks for playing the game now. Can we move on to your Quran now, and then I want you to make it make sense.
I'm here. Just to comment back to your question, just to reply back to that. I do believe that Jesus did call for the murder of non-believers in that verse.
You absolute numpty. He is telling a story. He's telling it. Can you listen, please? Don't show if the whole world why Allah says you're deficient in intelligence. Listen again. Do you agree that, oh my Lord,
Christians are deficient in intelligence because you believe that, okay.
Does Muhammad call you, does Muhammad equate you to a dog and a donkey? Does Muhammad say that you are deficient in intelligence?
Do Muslims worship Muhammad?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
We don't worship Muhammad.
Oh my
We don't
gosh.
worship Jesus either. Christians worship. So how is Jesus a full man and a full God? And Kiera, I don't know what you're talking about because by the looks of things, you're white and you're an oppressor. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my goodness, you can't make this up, people. James, you can't make this up. This over here, ladies and gentlemen, see this? This, no, I sit quietly. Sit quietly, sit quietly. Ladies and gentlemen, this girl, this female over here is a perfect example as to why I was still talking. I was still talking. Thank you very much. Now sit quietly like the black stone in the middle, in the corner of the Kaaba. I'm going to circle you 7 times. I'm going to be like Muhammad, right? I'm going to go to all my wives and I'll come back to you as the last wife. So sit quietly and wait in turn. Let me go through all the women first and I'll get back to you. Please stop. Please stop. I don't know. Why are you panicking? Stop. What is wrong with you? Your Dawah script is like torn away. It's gone. Poof. Poof.
Was given to you.
I know. At least my religion wasn't pumped into me by the Zut. The Zut didn't ride it. It wasn't ridden into me. Watch this. Are you a slave to Allah?
Yes.
Beautiful. What color? Hang on. Shut up. according to the hadiths, is Muhammad a white man? I can't do this. Never mind. Go, get down. Get down to where you belong. Get down. Stupid. Wow. Guys, this is a perfect introduction as why Islam is a red flag. Look at what the normal brain, what happened to a normal brain. Her brain just went and got fried by Islam. Wow. Sorry, man. Elijah, sorry, bro.
Oh, no problem, bro. I was gonna just stop muting her so she could just demonstrate how they act. We got it. It's pretty clear, bro.
I know it's
Anyways,
quite,
pray for her, like,
it's quite,
seriously.
it's
This is dark news.
it's quite embarrassing when you, it's like I go crazy in my own mind because I'm like, ugh. How is it she came up and lied and then said, Jesus said this. Jesus said this in a parable. Yes. Notice how I went to the verse and then she did the first thing was whataboutism. First thing she does, whataboutism. She ran and then she didn't expect it that I would go to the verse itself. And then she refused to answer the other questions. But this is typical example of a Muslim woman and why Allah looks at them and goes, yeah, man, you can tell that, the evil omen is in them. You can tell that the evil omen is in them. I mean, listen to where she spoke. Then she became a racist. Yes. What did she talk about? A white man. She talked about who's been slaved. They are called slaves in Islam. These people are literally called slaves in Islam. Wow. I just started running. So I just started running. Come up and tell me I started running. Come on, Luis, whatever your name is. Okay, you want to tell me that I started running. What did I run from?
You're running from the blood of Jesus Christ, brother. You need to repent from your sins and turn to Jesus Christ before it's too late. Look in your eyes, brothers. Your eyes are dying. Your soul is dying inside. You have nothing inside of you to give to the life, to the world, because you're dying inside. You need Jesus Christ, brother. Repent. Look at your eyes. They're dying from inside. May the Lord Jesus Christ deliver you from the spirit of death. May the Lord Jesus Christ deliver you from the spirit of misunderstanding.
I'm sorry for being rude and muting you. He's not a Muslim. Brother, God bless you, bro. He's not a Muslim.
Do you realize, Luis, that I'm a Christian?
You're currently muted, bro.
Luis! Or Luis?
He's probably still talking.
Probably got a call. But that's okay. That's another example, guys, as to why when we have this conversation with Muslims, the first thing they do is the whataboutism. Second thing they do is prove how ignorant they are. And then the deflection starts. Deflect, duck and weave. Duck, man. It's like in a boxing match, they're going to throw a couple of shots. Duck and weave, man. Duck and weave. Can't make this up, people. The duck and the weaves is from Islam. Duck and weave, man. And yeah, I am asking a Muslim woman, is that what Jesus said? He's telling a story. And the funny thing is, right, when I read the verse, you notice that she left the screen because she was trying to be smart. But as Jesus said, man, this is a story. This is a parable. The thing is called the parable of the 10 minas. The parable. But again, when you're talking to a Muslim, you need to remember, guys, that they're not always the sharpest knives in the kitchen. So I hope my man Lewis, he's gone. And this again, for the reason for me dressing like this is to show the stupidity, another red flag of the religion. Dressing like this is a red flag. For those that haven't heard the song, I created a song especially for these women. In fact, I've got more music that I just wish I could play for you guys. I need to download it, and this what's this app called? StreamYard can only allow me to have certain songs on. But I actually made a song called Red Flag. I actually made a song. One of my favorite songs I'm going to have to play it for you guys 1 second. Because this is called, I'm not going to tell you what it's called. I want you guys to, let me see if I can remove that and add another song. Because this song is a typical, listen to this song, people. This over here is how the Muslims are running. So this again is another another hit that I'm going to be putting on my channel soon. I'm going to start a music channel. It's going to be, you guys are going to have this, but check this out. Watch this.
Yeah. Turn the bass up. This one's for the footnotes they don't want to read. For the scholars they quote on Monday, then throw under the bus by Friday. They say,
trust the chain, trust the man, trust the page. But when the quote gets rough, they start switching the stage. Imam said it plain, now they say that's weak. But they used that same book just last week. Hadith on the tables, half in the light. Scholar gets nervous when the wording gets tight. Versus our sources are solid, preserved and clean. Then his brother, you don't know what the scholars mean. Flip that, skip that, duck that smoke. One bad narration and the whole room choke. They cite Ibn Kathir when it helps their case. Then toss them out quick with a serious face.
The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The
wheels on the bus go round and round.
Through the Dawa town.
Walk through the Dawa town.
And over the claims, over the scholars they use by name. The wheels on the bus go round and round.
When the sources hit the ground, they say, don't question, just trust tradition. But every tough text gets a new position. When the scholar agrees, he's a mountain of light. When he says something strange, he's not reading it right. Bukhari's the crown till the crown gets heavy. Then they swerve that bus like a low-rider Chevy. Tabari was solid till the page got hot. Now suddenly Ike, that's all we got. They lean on the books when the debate looks sweet. Then hide the same books underneath the seat. If the source is strong, then stand on the floor. Don't use the front door, then escape out the door.
The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round,
all through the Dawa town.
All through the Dawa town, that's right.
over the claims, over the scholars they use by name. The wheels on the bus go round and round.
When the sources hit the ground, don't quote him if you won't own him. Don't crown him if you disown him. Don't say the books are gold and pure, then act unsure when the texts endure. Pick a lane, don't spin the wheel. Tell the truth, let the people deal. If the chain is blessed and the ink is true, then why's the bus always running through? Now the scholar's in the street with his roving notes, while the speaker on the mic rewrites what he wrote. Context, brother, yeah, context matters, but not when context becomes smoke and chatter. You can't build a castle on ancient citation, then call it sand under examination. Either trust your sources or tell the crowd we got problems here. Say it out loud, no hate in the rhyme, just a question with bass. Why quote the men you later erase? If truth is truth, let the record play. Don't throw your own teachers in the wrong way.
The wheels on the bus go round and round.
The wheels on the bus keep going over
The
these
wheels on the bus go round and round. All through the Dawa town. The scholars on the bus go great, 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 great. The scholars on the bus go great, 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 but they still get tossed by age. The sources on the bus go read, 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 read. The sources.
Yeah. Another example as to why we can't trust this religion, as to why we know that this is absolute nonsense. And when we're asking Muslims, please make it make sense, you'll notice that they can't. They don't want to make it make sense, because if they make it make sense, it points back to Christianity being true. So what do? They've got to lie. And by lying, they think they're going to try to con us. And by conning us, they're just lying to themselves again, because they know that our book is truth. They go to our book in hope that we have something that's not true, and then they cook themselves. Just a quick little sample of another one. This is a backup.
Yeah, turn the bass up.
You know, we got to make a few.
Footnotes they don't want to read. For the scholars they quote on Monday, then throw under the bus by Friday.
Right?
Yeah. They say trust the chain, trust the men, trust the page. But when the quote gets rough, they start switching the stage. Imam said it plain, now they say that's weak. But they use that same book just last week. Hadith on the table, tafsir in the light. Scholar gets nervous when the wording gets tight. First, it's our sources are solid, preserved, and clean. Then it's brother, you don't know what the scholars mean. Flip that, skip that, duck that, smoke one bad variation, and the whole room choke. They cite Ibn Kathir when it helps their case, then toss them out quick with a serious face. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and
Lloyd and I know you're gonna love this one, bro.
The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the Delaware town. Over the prophets and over the claims, over the scholars, they use my name. The wheels on the bus go round and round when the sources hit the ground. They say don't question, just trust tradition. But every tough text gets a new position. When the scholar agrees, he's a mountain of light. When he says something strange, he's not reading it right. Bakari's the crown till the crown gets heavy. Then they swerve that bus like a low rider Chevy. Tabari was solid till the page got hot.
That's just an example, guys, of the music that I've been making. This is called The Wheels on the Bus. Go round and round all through the Dawa town. They don't trust their books. They don't accept their books, man. They throw everything under the bus. Allah, his books, his prophets, his messages, everyone gone. The woman came up, for those, just a quick recap. Woman comes up, tells us that Jesus said, what did he say? He said, she said, go to the last word, and it says, bring them here and slaughter them before me. She said, Jesus said that. Yes, in a parable, he did say that. He did say that in a parable, but she refused to accept the fact that this was a parable. What did she do? Typical Muslim, she went to the whataboutism. She couldn't answer the simple questions. 3 verses, I gave her 3 verses she could have answered. Why is Islam a red flag? You guys make it a red flag. You guys make us want to look at this as a religion of red flags. Just quickly, guys, again, in 3.5 hours, Chris Claus will be going live, and we will be doing a review on what happened to him and Hamza. For those that haven't watched, Hamza from Hamza's Den invited God Logic Avery up to his channel, had a conversation with him, eventually brought on Ducklips, Author Ducklips, who comes up, and we don't deal with Author Ducklips because he's a disgusting person, evil person, picks on women, that because that's the type of person he is. Wouldn't pick on a man, pick on the woman. That's the type of person he is. So please, one-way apologetics that will be going on at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 4 o'clock UK time. 4 o'clock UK time, 11 Canada time. Yes, so back to the topic. Question is this a red flag religion? Yes, Hamza from Hamza's Den. Is this a red flag religion? My question to the Muslims, right? If I were to if you said to me, what about this religion is upsetting to you? And I said to you, well, we can go through a few. And I said, that'll be 5 o'clock South African time. 5 o'clock UK, US time, South African, SA time, 5 o'clock. So if I had to say to you, I've got 3 verses, just 3, and I need you to look at these verses for me. And we went, for example, to 424, 434, 65, amongst others, right? And we went through these verses. I'm not even going to talk about how Jesus mentioned Muhammad in the previous scriptures. Well, where's that? I'm not going to go to 1933, where it says he was born, he died, and then he was resurrected. I'm not even going to go to those. 355, where it says that Mutu Afika, he was caused to die before he was brought up again. 5 o'clock UK time, South African time. 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. South African time. So again, all I'm saying is that when we're listening to these people are cooking themselves. They're throwing themselves under the bus, because who do I trust? The explanation of the verses or the Quran itself? That's why I asked a question to a guy, maybe it was on this channel, I was visiting others a couple of times now. You ask them a question and they just, oh, that's a good question. I asked a guy, and funny, they say to me that I don't leave my stage and I don't visit other lives. I literally walk into these lives and I get muted. I get muted and blocked. I'm not sure why they dislike me. I'm not as smooth as Word. Word doesn't bring the drama. Maybe it's just me, because I don't take their crap. But yeah, man. James, where do you go? I can't see you. Can you guys not see me on the YouTube?
Yeah, I can see you on YouTube.
Mick M said he wants to get zooted. No, I do the zooting. Okay, beautiful. So if there's any Muslim that wants to come up, if there's any Muslim that wants to come up, and Zara's not here anymore, Zara. She's gone. She thought she was going to do something. I saw you did write that you want to talk to her. That would be brilliant. But this is another example of me having an open challenge. I'm saying to any Muslim, what do you think the red flag is when it comes to Christians or other people, like us that are talking against Islam? And if, for example, you are saying to us that, well, Christians say that Muhammad made a child, let's just say that, then it's burden of proof is on you. Say to us, well, let me show you where he didn't marry a child. And then we can see it. And after we see it, then we can say, well, oh, hang on a second. Maybe I learned something new. DJ, God bless you, my brother. Maybe we can say, well, okay, I didn't know that, but I've got some things that I want to bring to the table as well. And I want you to understand where I'm coming from, while at the same time you explaining your position to me. So if there's any Muslim, I didn't add this on YouTube. One second, let me add this on YouTube. If there are any Muslims that really want to make this make sense, I pray that you are, that you do, because forgot to add that. Bravo. So if there's a Muslim that wants to come up and enjoy, you're more than welcome to, engage with us, because I'm just saying, if you have any evidence to prove us wrong, then please do. Zara Grace says, tap on the screen, guys. We on 53,000. Man, wow, that's cool. In half an hour, so we can get to 100,000. That would be amazing, man. That's the only way for my lives to be. We've got restrictions as well. Hang on. Visibility.
James, I got a few Android phones helping out with the likes,
Oh, so you like.
But I'm only doing like 10K every 5 minutes. So there's definitely other people who we appreciate a lot.
I was told I'm showing too much of forehead. I hope that's better. Okay. Maybe I should just, use this one over. Hang on a second, guys. We need to make sure that the Muslims are not attracted to me, these Muslim women. If I walked around like this, does that help? So I feel like Stevie Wonder right now. I can't find the microphone, so I'll be like, I'll try to find the microphone for you people, man. I don't know where it is. And I'll make this up. That's right. Lower your gaze, people. That's right, DJ. Oh my gosh, Yeah. Anyway, guys, if there's any Muslims that want to come up and make this make sense, show me where I can understand Islam from your point of view. What am I getting wrong? Why is it that you Muslims can never accept the fact that we are reading your stuff and it's just not working? With that said, I also found some new, funny enough, I'm going to read something for you guys. I have some new videos out on my page where Cora, or no, Atachi, Ichi and Scratchy, Atachi, she was on a live and a guy asked her about the 7 Aruf. And she was like, well, of course I can answer that question, But did you guys know that Al-Tabari actually confirms Tabari? I'm going to see if I can tell you guys, show you guys this. This is something that I wanted to do the other day. And it actually says that the six different Aruf are forever gone forever, never to be found again. Let me see. It says, he says, the Quran that differed from the one he had compiled should destroy it. Recognizing his action, and his wise community readily obeyed him in this righteous. They abandoned 6 variant readings that the just leader had resolved to abandon out of obedience and of their own benefit and of that future generations of the faith. As a result, knowledge of these readings faded from the community and their traces disappeared. Today, no one can recite them due to their obliteration and the disappearance of their traces. Muslims were unanimous rejecting them. This is from Al-Tabari, volume 1, page 26. According to their own scriptures, it's telling us that according to these scriptures, it is gone forever. No one has it. Now, this is not only, I found many different examples of this, even in the Sunnah. So again, another red flag. The Muslims have all of these different books, and they're saying it's only one Quran. But that's a red flag because, again, you've got different books with different names, words, meanings, stuff in it. And you guys are going, no, it's king, or whether it's the king or whether it's the chief, it's the same thing, the same thing. Yes might be no and no might be yes. Red flags, people. All this is just more and more and more red flags that Islam has forced us to endure. Islam has forced us to look at and go, yeah, but not too sure. Not too sure if I should believe half the nonsense that Islam has brought to us. Not too sure. Now, if there's any Muslim that wants to come up and tell me what they've heard as a red flag, is there any Muslim that wants to come up and tell me, I heard that this is a red flag, this is why people don't come to Islam, and then explain it to us so that you guys have an opportunity to explain the misconceptions that us as Christians have, because we are saying to you, this is what your book says. You are saying, no, this is what my book means, and then you explain it. Any Muslims, before I start reading from your books, any Muslims, because the worst thing I can do is start to read from your books, because the more we read, the more upset you guys get. Any Muslim that wants to give me a chance, give themselves a chance or Islam a chance before I start reading from your books. Any Muslim. Because I find it weird that I, as a Christian, have done more research than any of you Muslims have. Any Muslim? Elijah, what according to you is the most damaging thing that Islam has said or done that is a red flag?
Well, I would say just the person, his morality that's the most disturbing thing. The most interesting thing about Islam is how it copies folk tales and bedtime stories, and the author believes these things are true. Seven Sleepers, though that's pretty funny. Solomon, etc.
So you're talking about the folklore, the stories, the bedtime stories that made it into the Quran.
Yeah, I think it's really funny how at some point, first it's a made-up fake story, and then suddenly it's wahi. It's what's the word for wahi? And like revelation.
Revelation, yeah.
So it wasn't revelation from God, but now it is because it's in the Quran. Makes no sense.
Well, this is a problem for the Muslims because now they need to start making it make sense for themselves. The Muslims themselves are in a bit of a pickle. I want to just read a verse from the Quran. I'm trying to find the Quran. Where did I have it? Maybe I threw it away.
If you're looking to for the Ahruf, they're destroyed.
Yep.
You can't find them.
I want to go to Surah 5, and I want to read Surah 5:18. Don't know why that just came to my mind. 5:18 says, "And the Jews and the Christians say, we are children of God and his beloved ones. Say, why then does he punish you for your sins? Nay, but you are mortals of his creating. He forgives whoever he will, and he punishes whoever he will. And unto God belongs sovereignty and the heavens and the earth and whatsoever is between them, and unto him is the journey's end." The reason I read this verse is another red flag would be the previous scriptures claim that he is our father. And if he is our father, and the previous scriptures are claiming that he is our father, and then Allah denies that he is our father, then there's a problem. Now, guys, this is important. When we're doing this with Hamza's Den, with Hamza later, with Chris Claus, I want you guys to notice what a coward he is. How there's a video that I have out with Cora, where she's talking to God Logic's wife, Lady Logic, and how she explains that he was once a father. That was fine back then. Back then they could have been, but it was abrogated because they tried to say that one of his names was Baal, another lie. And the reason that they say that and lie about it is because they know that it's nonsense. And the only way to make Islam progress is to lie. And the more they lie, the more they try to, disprove Christianity, but they're just proving Islam even further away from truth. Now, the reason I read this verse 518 is probably because I was thinking about us being children. A red flag. I don't want to be someone's slave. You can call me a servant of God. That's one thing. I'm a servant of God. That's fine. You can call me a slave of God. But he claims to be our father. He claims to be our creator, our father. And we are supposed to call him Father. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Our Father. The Muslims are like, no, this verse is saying, and the Jews and the Christians say, we are the children of God. Allah's like, nah, I'm not a father. Not a father. He's not Yahweh. He's not a father. Again, creating a pickle for themselves. So this is why when we're talking about red flags in Islam, and Islam is a red flag, then we have to ask, what about Islam is true? If I said to a Muslim, tell me one thing about Islam that's true, what are they going to say? Allah is one. They would quote, I'll read it for you, Surah Al-Ikhlas, right? This is what they go to, something that if you ever have a chance and you ever have a conversation with the guy called Malik, please ask him to read for you. Read for you. Surah 112. You want to have a laugh, man. Listen to that guy's Arabic. Let's see, Victor. Okay, I'm going to read Surah 112. It says, say, God is one, right? Ahad, one of. Say that he is one. And why am I doing the commentary? Wait. It says, say he is one, God, the eternally sufficient unto himself. He begets not, nor was he begotten. There again, red flag, different from what the previous scriptures have given us. And none is like unto him. We don't have two right hands. So again, when we're reading this one verse and it says that he begets and he begets not, and we're trying to understand these verses, notice again that this cannot be the same God from the previous scriptures, because 5:18 says he's not a father. This one says he begets not. So then we know it can't be the same God. It's as simple as that. It can't be the same God because he's pointing to something other than himself. Now, the Muslims are refusing to engage with these simple topics because I'm saying to the Muslim, this is my challenge to the Muslims listening to me. What have you heard that Christians and atheists and Jews, anybody that's not Muslim, what have they said to you or to others that you've heard that they considered to be a red flag? And then, can you please make it make sense? For example, Muhammad marries a 6-year-old, sleeps with her at 9. If you got an explanation for that, that would be brilliant. Your Quran teaches you can marry and penetrate children. Explain it. Quran teaches you that you can beat your wife. Explain it. Your Quran tells you committing adultery is not bad because Allah commands it. Make it make sense. That's all I'm asking, for you guys to make it make sense. So request. I see there's lots of Muslims in the chat on the YouTube and the TikTok that are running through. For those on the YouTube, all you have to do is just click on the link. You don't need to have anything more than that. Make it make sense before I start going back to your Quran. And I'm reading again from the Quran that was given to us by 5 scholars. The It's called the Clear Quran. The Clear Quran. And again, why would anyone want to come to a religion that the Muslims themselves find a problem to defend? Because what they do is they do the whataboutism. They jump, hop, skip over to the previous scriptures. Oh, Jesus called her a woman. Jesus called her a woman. He got no respect for Mary. Do you guys know why Jesus says woman? Does anyone know why Jesus said woman? Seriously, does anyone know? Genesis 3. Genesis 3:15. And I will put enmity between you and the woman, between your offspring and her offspring. This was an elevation. This was respect. This was showing her that he's quoting from the Old Testament, letting people know who she was and who he is. Speaking about the woman, he didn't say go to the donkey. Didn't say go to the dog. Nope. Allah would have said that. Muhammad would have said that. That's what they would have said. But this again is not just another example of why Muslims have never read, don't know, can't understand, can't read, which is an embarrassment for them. Now I'm going to read. Since there's no Muslim wanting to come up, I'm going to have to read. I've got 2 study Qurans. 1 second. Let me get rid of that one. And we're going to go to Surah. Yes, I am the new Korah. I'm Korah. I'm the original Korah. You are not able to tell the difference between me and the other Korah because you don't have the original. So you can't compare me to her. Unless she comes here, that's the only chance that you'll have to compare her to me. See, I could even claim to be, let me show you my Quran. Let me show you my Quran. This over here is a Quran that I wrote. I wrote this Quran. And unless you can come with the original Quran, you can't prove me otherwise.
Yeah, Quora is corrupted. You're the original.
Yep.
So whatever she says, there might be truth in it, but mostly it's corrupted.
Yeah, I agree with whatever agrees with me.
Exactly.
And if it doesn't agree with me, people, we cannot accept it. Can't accept it. So I want to go to Surah 5. And we're just going to go to Surah 5. And I want us to go through. Now, again, I'm not sure if I read this the other day, but this is, again, is another example of how and why when we reading about the Islam and we're trying to compare what Islam has, offered us, and we know that it's a red flag. If it is a red flag, are we warning people about it, or are we bringing people towards it, bringing people to it? We're obviously warning people, saying don't go there because there's evil and there's sickness and there's, something that's not good for you. So if something's not good for you, we're not going to let people go there. My verse that I wanted to go to was 5. No, what was I saying? 4:24. Sorry, my mistake. Nisa 24. Among others, I mean, there's many verses. In fact, 381 is one of my favorite verses to go to show Muslims who that's actually talking about. Now, in 4:24, Muslims are forced to believe that this verse is talking about that all women are now permissible. And it's funny because I'm going to do a review, like how, I'm actually thinking of doing this. So one of these days, I'm going to do a review of 2 Muslim women, an ex-Muslim and a Muslim, having a conversation. And in the conversation, you'll notice how the ex-Muslim gives reasons for why she left, how the Muslim agrees with the reasons why she left, and then says, but those are extremists, or those are people that have misunderstood, or those are people that have taken it too far. So they can't deny it. They're just saying it's a misinterpretation. ISIS follows Islam to the book, to the letter. They do, Muhammad did worse. These guys just do close to. And the unfortunate thing for them is that they ignore what we are saying because we are pointing to what the scholars have said. So, for example, the scholar says you can breastfeed men, adult breastfeeding. Muhammad comes in, he's like, big smile on his face. He's like, good on you, mate. And then the Muslims today are like, nope, you must use a sippy cup. And, I had a visitor on Saturday, and she had a baby. The baby is probably 2 months old, a month old. Baby, tiny little thing. And she was breastfeeding the child. And her husband is a Muslim. A boyfriend, not a husband. He's a Muslim. And beautiful, fantastic guy. We didn't speak religion. That wasn't a time and place. And he was a good guy. We had a good conversation. A nice guy. No religion. And then she excused herself and went to go breastfeed this child. And I almost blurted out, don't forget, only 5 suckles and then it's done. Because my mind was like, I got too much of Islam in my brain trying to, refute this. I actually laughed to myself thinking, imagine if I said that to her, then he would say, well, what do you mean 5? Why 5? And that would, that would cause another world war. But you guys remember the guy came up and said only 5. Even a child, a baby, must only suckle 5 times. He said this was not about adult breastfeeding. This is about children. So if my wife can't breastfeed my child and I go to your wife or to you as a woman, only 5 times must the child go, done. That child hung on that breasticle for at least, 15, 20 minutes. Fell asleep, they just lay there. And I was just thinking to myself, man, Muhammad would be so upset with you now. It's supposed to be only 5. But this again is what the Muslims want you to believe Islam is teaching, that a grown woman will suckle a baby only 5. Now notice it used to be 10. I'm just using their logic. They are only supposed to breastfeed 5 times. It used to be 10, now 5, meaning that the 5 times you suck in the milk, that's it, you're done. You're full, your stomach, your belly is full as a baby. But then it says it makes the marriage unlawful. So how would this child, a baby, a little thing, how would that child cause your marriage to be dissolved or not valid if it suckles 6 times? The Muslim mind is so warped that they would rather say it's a baby being suckled 6 times is too much than accept the fact that Muhammad allowed grown men to be suckled by women. They would rather lie and make it in their brain that it was talking about a child. It's called adult breastfeeding, not adult sippy cupping, not adult spoon feeding. Another red flag. I don't want to come home and find my wife with some dude in a lap because he's sucking on her 5 times just so that he doesn't get tempted by her. Make that make sense, Muslims. Make that make sense. How in the world do you go back home with a smile on your face thinking, man, I refuted those Muppets today. I told them all about the sippy cup and only 5 times. How does it work? How do we make this make sense? I've got Azan Hamza. Oh, he's gone. You need to request again, my brother. I'm not sure why you didn't come through. But again, you see why there's so many things in Islam that for me, it's just red flag after red flag after red flag. If this was a Formula 1 race, it would be cancelled. There's just too many red flags up and they'll be like, nah, man, the road is damaged. You can't drive on this road. But Muslims are saying to us, no, it's okay. It's not a problem. You're going to, leave Islam because of adult breastfeeding. And then you got the child stuff, and then you got the wife stuff and the marriage stuff. And then we're not even talking about how Muhammad became a prophet. That's another red flag. A prophet with 0 prophecy and 0 evidence of anything. Who claims in a book, he gives us a book and he goes, oh, in this book, Jesus said that you can find me. Instead of just finding it and saying, I'm here in this page, on this page, this chapter, this verse. Hamza, when you listen today, I promise you guys you're going to laugh. Hamza said that it was Allah confirming the previous scriptures, not Muhammad. So whatever Muhammad said didn't come from him, so he didn't mean what he said because Allah said it.
Interesting.
Yeah, I promise you guys, you need to watch One Way Apologetics this afternoon, and you will have an absolute chuckle watching how he throws Allah under the bus. This is why it's a red flag again. He's like, no, Muhammad didn't say follow the previous scriptures. Did Muhammad say that? Did Muhammad say that? No, he didn't. So therefore, it didn't come from him. It came from Allah. And he lied about what Logic said. He's like, well, you agree that the Bible is false. And Logic's like, no, I didn't. No, I don't. But this again is a red flag because these people lie to you willingly and then pretend like you said it. Like you, of course, you accept that. You meant you. That's what you mean. But again, Islam is just pulling people away from truth and so deep into darkness. That's why my topic is simple for any Muslim. Islam is a red flag, right? Islam is a red flag. My only thing to you is, if it is a red flag, then please make it make sense. If there is something in it that's a red flag, make it make sense. Let me just add this over here. Because I'm not showing the picture. So let me actually do it like this. So if there are any Muslims that want to come up and just make it make sense, any Muslim that wants to make it make sense, you're more than welcome to try. I'm just, we just want to learn from you because you guys are supposed to have all the answers. And no matter what we say, it just seems like we misunderstand everything. Everything is misunderstood by us. Everything. For those that are not following, please follow on the YouTube and the TikTok. On the YouTube and the TikTok, please. I'm just trying to work out how to. Oh, bugger. I need to play with this StreamYard. Even after all these years, I still don't know how to maneuver it.
Bro, I still think we should switch to restream.
I will be looking at that this week. No, I can't breathe, Mr. T. I'm not even joking, guys. You should wear this. I challenge all of you to wear this for half an hour. Half an hour. No, 20 minutes, 10 minutes. In fact, wear this and vacuum your house. No, I actually tried it. I had to wait for my wife to leave. I put this on. Eventually, I took this off. I had to take this off because I couldn't handle it anymore because of the heat. And then I was like, no way. And imagine walking about in the desert, 50 degrees Celsius, and you have this on. Because your heat leaves your head, right? And these people are like, nah. It's honestly sad, man.
Like the black freaking tent. Oh, man. Guys, someone send me 100K and we'll do a documentary about wearing a niqab in Mecca. You want to do that, James?
I'll do it, man. I'll actually go to Mecca. I will go to Mecca. I will go to Mecca. It's not a matter of I will.
10K euro.
Yeah. I will. Any Muslims, if there's any Muslim.
So much fun.
Say again?
Bro, imagine we go there with the niqab and everything, and men start hitting us. Bro, so I'm leaving.
Muslims, where are you? If there's any Muslim that wants to make this make sense, any Muslim, you pick a topic, you tell me what have Christians misunderstood, and then make it make sense. Anything that you believe that the Christians have misunderstood, please request and make it make sense. Don't be like this woman that came up, Zara, that did a whataboutism, lied about what the Bible said, and then did a runner because she had to keep her mouth moving. Remember, she had to keep her mouth moving because she knew that at some point she would have to run or get dropped. I didn't want to drop her because I wanted her to show the whole world why they are called deficient in intelligence and deficient in religion, according to themselves, their own books, their own prophet. Ruki says, is Islam a religion of peace? Not at all. It's not a religion of peace. It's just unfortunate that we still lied to that it is a religion of peace. Islam is nothing but attack, attack, attack. So Islam, for those that don't know, I am a Christian. I am a Christian dressed like this to show the Muslims how stupid it looks to walk around dressed like a ninja when there's no one to fight. You know, I'm walking around with my spears and stuff. I'm like, you know, no one to fight, man. This is it. You think I'm joking? Check this out. See this? This is my Zulu spear. This is my Zulu. It's not sure. It's just a thing that I brought back with me.
That's pretty cool.
But this is another example, guys, as you know, when we're trying to read, the Muslims tell us we mustn't read it like the way they like that. We must read it some other way. So NVIDIA graphics card. No idea, bro. Chris, what is that, man? Come on, man.
No, he doesn't have it. It has integrated Intel or no, an AMD integrated.
Blessings to Oklahoma. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is, man. Come on, man. Give me a book that I can read. Don't ask me about all these other stuff. Again, please, if there's any Muslim that wants to make this make sense. If not, as I said, I'm going to go to Surah 424. We're going to read 424 because I think that is one of the most disgusting and evil verses in the entire Quran. 424 that tells you fornication, adultery, rape, slavery, all in one is good for you. All in one verse, this is good for you. Oh yeah, Chris, you mentioned the filter, the free facial filter. I actually saw there's quite a few people that have those filters that you can use, and they look pretty cool. But I'm just thinking of showing my face. I'm just waiting for permission from my wife because she's like, ain't no way. Ain't no way. I mean, if what's his name? What was his name? What's his name? Ali Dawa. When I spoke to him, he was like, what's your name? I know you. I know you. What's your name? What's your name?
Weirdos.
They just want your name. If you don't give it to them, then they can't place you. You know, you just be an anonymous and then they in a struggle. Anyway, since there's no Muslim, my challenge again, any Muslim that wants to request and explain that Islam is not a red flag, base it on a verse, a claim that the Christians or non-Christians or anyone outside of Islam, base it on one of those. If there's any one of you that wants to, Carlos, you're more than welcome to come up and make it clear to us. Any one of you that wants to express yourself and show us that whatever, pick on a topic, tell us what the Christians and the Jews and whatever else says, their claim, and then clear up the claim. Now, I don't know what you guys will come with. So I'm not prepared sitting here with all, prepared for you. I'm just giving you an opportunity, but I will ask you questions at some point. I will say to you, well, hang on a second. Let's check it to see if it's true. I'm not sure if Carlos is Muslim or Christian, but he keeps talking about something being bigger.
Yeah, he's saying that, like how it's rendered in the Arabic is, it says bigger, I think, is what he's saying.
Yeah,
instead
what's
of the
What's bigger? Oh, yeah, or larger.
Yeah, when
Allahu Akbar actually,
it's like,
Allahu
yeah,
Akbar actually means larger. And that is from a guy by the name of Ahmed, ex-Muslim, David. He actually explained that to us once and said, well, you know, they're lying to you. They be lying to you when they say Allahu Akbar means Allah is the greatest. It just means bigger or larger. That's right. But since there's still no Muslim, my invitation stands. Any Muslim that wants to make this make sense, you're more than welcome to request. In 3 hours, 2 hours, 45 minutes, One Way Apologetics will be going live to do a review about Hamza from Hamza's Den, who I also have a video with. And I made him look quite silly in that video because I asked him a question. I said, which is worse? Marrying what did I say? Is marrying a child, no, drinking wine. Is drinking camel juice better for you than drinking wine? And or any something like that.
No, you said, what is drinking wine haram? You said yes. And then you asked about 434. And you
Oh yeah, I said which is worse? Yeah, drinking wine or
you can 434. Yeah.
yeah.
Which is a bigger sin or something. It's on the YouTube clip, guys.
Yeah, it's also on the TikTok. And eventually he said to me, I said to him, well, is drinking haram? I said, which is worse, drinking wine or beating your wife? And he said, well, if you drink alcohol, you'll beat your wife. And then I said to him, well, in Islam, you don't need to drink the alcohol. You can just beat your wife.
Yeah, that response was so funny. You don't need the wine. You can just do it.
So, you know, I mean, Hamza is a gift that keeps on giving. The guy says he will not speak about Christianity, about Islam, because he needs to know that you're intelligent first and your comprehension skills are in order. This is the type of people that, you know, he wants to deal with. So to me, he's not the smartest. He's one of the least smartest people I've ever spoken to, ever heard. The guy knows nothing, and yet he's got this big pull. He's just another scammer trying to get money to go to Turkey and buy stuff. Anyway, let's get to the verse. Since no Muslim is challenging me, all right, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize. I actually switched off my computer by mistake. I apologize. Is the YouTube running?
Sorry. Yeah, it's wrong.
Okay, let me just see that.
Oh, it's really good because the stream never went down completely, so it's still the same live stream. All the viewers are there and stuff. Really good.
Beautiful. Guys, I apologize. I actually accidentally switched off my computer, my laptop, by moving a book. Don't move books. Anyway, let's get back to it, man. Let's get to it. We were on the study Quran. We're going to see what Surah 424 says. As I said, this verse covers everything. Everything. Adultery, fornication, you name it, covers it, man. Covers it. So if there's any Muslim, again, this is one of the reasons that I think Islam is a red flag. If there's any Muslim that wants to make this make sense, any Muslim, please help me clear up some doubt. Do your dawah. There's lots of people. There's a guy in the chat called Travis. Travis is willing to take his shahada. He's been waiting for many years, many years, since before even Clubhouse. The guy's been waiting for a Muslim to help him take the Shahada. He gets as close as Ashadu. And then that's it. Because he sure does. Sure does. Now, 424. Again, Muslims. The topic is Islam is a red flag. Islam is a red flag, or is Islam a red flag? Giving you an opportunity to clear up any misconceptions, anything that you believe the Christians are just not, understanding it. Travis says, yes, I am. Yes, I am. Okay, got you, Travis. So it says, and and married women are forbidden to you, save those whom your right hand possesses. This is the first part of this verse. The Quran is teaching us that according to this verse, in Surah 424, the verse, guys, is 424. It teaches adultery, fornication, rape, and slavery. In one verse. In one verse, it's teaching us all of these things. And it says, that which your right hand possesses. So married women are forbidden except if you own them. If your right hand possesses, you own these women, they are now lawful for you. Now, Muslims, if I've made a mistake, if I'm misinterpreting this verse, please request. If any Muslim thinks that I'm making a bit of a boo-boo right now by not being honest about what I'm reading, please request. Then it says, thus Allah prescribed for you. He says, lawful unto you are all others whom you would seek in marriage with gifts from your property in honest wedlock, and not in fornication. Not in fornication. And those women whom you are enjoying thereby, give unto them their bride wealth as an obligation, but there is no blame on you for what you agreed to after the obligation. God is all-knowing, all-wise. Now, one part says, and not in fornication. But the verse just said that if you have these women, they are your right hand possessed, meaning that you can now penetrate them. According to the verse again, you are allowed to penetrate these women. Now, I'm reading the explanation by the 5 scholars, and it says, married women are translates to whatever, which can also mean chaste woman. It derives from blah, blah, meaning to fortify or make inaccessible. He says where Mary is described as a woman who preserved her chastity, married or chaste men are therefore described as, and then they preserve their charity. But married or chaste, here's the but. Big word, but. I like big butts, but I'm not going to lie. Anyway, but married or chaste women are usually described as something else. Then it says to signify that they have been made inaccessible, usually by marriage. Then it goes on and says the 2 instances are woman and free woman, and this means the chaste woman. Now, most agree here that it refers specifically to married woman. To married woman. Thus, the Quran forbids marrying women married to other men. But I like that, but I'm not going to lie. But save for slave or captive woman those whom your right hand possesses. According to this, these women may be married. You may be married. But because you owning them, boom shakalaka. Check her mate. Then it says that these women may be married. You may be married, but you own them, so it's fine. Then the verse reportedly revealed regarding women captured during the Battle of Hunain, whom the Muslim were concerned about having dingy with or marrying. Now, how can you just marry these women if you've just unalived their families, like we saw when it came to Muhammad's wife, Safiya, which was crazy because we just saw on Friday or maybe Thursday, how Muhammad took Safiya and slept with her on that night. The same night, he was like, come on, come to daddy. Then this goes on and says that these were married women as they were wives of the defeated tribesmen. These were defeated people that were defeated. So let me see. We've got Cosmos. How are you, sir? Cosmos, you there?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. Are you?
Very well, thank you. Are you a Muslim?
No, I'm not Muslim. But I was talking about this verse with my friend yesterday, and he told me this verse, this what you call it, right? What your right hand possesses.
Mm-hmm.
It means it means he's holding a sword, holding a weapon or something like that. It doesn't mean slave.
You know, Pinocchio would have been upset with that because Pinocchio would have had a long nose by this man. The guy lied to you. The verse is clearly saying the right hand possesses means that the woman you have taken captive. So the woman that you've taken captive.
Where can I read that? Where can I find this?
In the Quran itself, the verse is 424, and it says, married women are forbidden to you, except those who your right hand possesses. So it's talking about, the topic is the married woman, and you have them, your right hand possesses means you have them as ownership.
But does it say specifically ownership or something like that for slaves?
Well, right hand possess means ownership. What's in my right hand is what's mine.
Yeah, but when I'm talking to him, he say it doesn't mean that. He say something else. It means weapon. You're holding a weapon or something like that.
Okay, let's see if that's true. I'm going to read the verse again, and I'm going to use the word weapon. Right? In fact, let me show you this. I'm going to go to the verse.
Okay.
And I'm going to use his words, and we'll see if it makes sense according to his words.
He told me he didn't say weapon. He said knife. A sword.
Okay.
How do you call it?
A sword.
Sword.
No,
I cannot.
No, it's sword.
But you understand me?
See.
A sword. Yeah, it's sword.
I understand you, my brother. So I'm going to read you the verse from different translations, and we'll see where that fits in, right? It says, and married woman, this is Abri, and wedded woman, save what is in your right hand you own. So God prescribed for you. Lawful for you beyond that is that you may not. That's the one. Next one says, and forbidden are a woman already married, except the sword in your hand. Now, what are you going to marry your sword for? Then another explanation says, also forbidden to you are all married women, except the sword that is in your right hand. Another one says, Pictol says, all married women are forbidden unto you, save the sword in your right hand. Sahih Intil says, also prohibited to you are all married women, except the sword in your right hand. And then one more, Yusuf Ali says, also prohibited are women already married, except the sword that's in your right hand. So do you see that nowhere does it make sense that that's a sword? That there's no way it's talking about a sword. It's not talking about a weapon. It's not talking about a sword. This is how you show them that they're lying, because there's no commentary by any scholar that says it is a sword. So Chris said it. Your friend used something called takia. Cosmo, do you know what takia is?
Yeah, I know that.
Right, so he lied to you in order to bring a false Islam to you.
Okay.
But did you hear the explanation I made now, using the word sword?
Yeah, it sounds
stupid.
Weird.
Yeah, it sounds stupid. But if I go to any explanation by any of the scholars, there's not a single one that says that. So if you go to a tafsir, right? The tafsir says, I'm going to read it for you. It says, all married women are forbidden unto you, save those captives who your right hand possesses. Of the captives, even if they have husbands. Now, what sword has a husband? Where's the husband? Where's the sword?
Yeah.
Right?
I understand you. I understand your point.
So he lied. Every scholar agrees it's to do with women that have been held captive. Right hand possessed throughout the Quran is talking about what is as your possession, and that's normally a slave. So unfortunately, my man, your mate pulled a fast one on you.
Yeah, so he told me, he was so convinced that no, you cannot read Arabic. It doesn't mean slave. It means a sword, because he holding a sword on the right hand. That's why he called him.
I would suggest that you ask him to join these
I was
lives.
okay. I had nothing to say, but because I didn't know that. But so I heard people talking about this verse before, and they told something called
Takia.
Mulkimin.
Mulkimin, yeah.
When I was talking to him, he was no, they are lying to you. It means sword. Doesn't mean.
Okay, so now we can all see that he lied to you, because that's definitely not true. And I would suggest that you ask him to come to us and have a conversation, and we'll see if it's true or not. Ask him to join one of these lives so that we can have it on the screen and he can't lie about it.
Yeah. I will ask him for his TikTok account.
Yeah, he's more than welcome. Listen, over here we're just having conversation, right? And if he's telling us the truth, and if it's and he's making it make sense, then we can say, you know what, we made a mistake, and we are honest about that. Because as Christians, we know that we want to be true to what is being said, so that people cannot be lied to, because our God tells us that we should not lie.
Yeah, but what it means about this takia, really, as 100, because I know that they're allowed to lie about to their wife and to their friends.
Not only to their wives and friends.
And
let me explain this. I actually wrote it down so that I can have it. So
it was like 3 steps.
Well, no, yes. There's 3 ways of lying in Islam. When it comes to takia, there's 3 ways that you can lie. Let me find it for you so that we can have it on the screen.
Okay.
Okay, 1 second, guys. If you just give me a second. So when you're telling lies in Islam, there's 3 ways that you can lie. It says that when you lie, you can lie to your wife. You can lie to, where is it? Just 1 second, man. There we go. Found it. So it says, the prophet of Abraham did not, that's Abraham telling lies. Sorry, my mistake. Where is it? Someone help me with the number.
Are you talking about a hadith or?
Yeah, the hadith where it says you can lie 3 times to the wife.
Yeah, I think I have it. Let me just wait.
But does the Quran say that also, or just the hadith?
Well, the Quran says the opposite. The Quran says that if anyone lies, Allah will not support him. Allah turns away from the lies and the liar, yet Muhammad says the opposite. So they believe more in Muhammad than they do Allah, because Allah says that you're not allowed to lie. So over here it says that when you lie, you can lie to your wife in 3. I'll show it to you now. Hang on a second. Okay, it says, It is not lawful to lie except in 3 cases. Something the man tells his wife to please her, to lie during war, and to lie in order to bring peace between the people. Do you see that? So when you're lying, you can lie to your wife. So if you go out and you sleep with another woman, you can come back and go, no, I didn't. You know why? Because you're keeping the peace. You commit a sin and you don't tell anybody. That sin is between you and Allah, and you don't need to tell anyone. You don't need to ask for forgiveness for that sin. You don't have to say forgiveness to the people. And then it said to lie
Is
during
it the
war.
same about muta?
Mutta, it was never abrogated by Muhammad. It was abrogated by, I think, Abu Bakr or Umar. But there's more. I want to say this again. For those that don't know this, there's not only one way of lying in Islam. Taqiyya is not the only way to lie. And this again should be a big red flag to the Muslims again. Because in Islam, you have taqiyya, which is a tactical deceit for the spreading of Islam. So he lied to you because he's trying to spread Islam by making it look moderate, make it look good. Another way of lying in Islam is a thing called kitman, K-I-T-man, kitman, where it's deceit by omission, and again, allowed by Allah. Then you've got another example. It is called tawriya, and this is deceit by ambiguity, deceit by being ambiguous. Then you've got another one called taysir, T-A-Y, sir, and it says this is not having to observe all of the Sharia. You can pick and choose. As long as you're promoting Islam, you can pick and choose. Not a problem. Then you've got another one called durura. Now, durura is deceit to engage something haram or forbidden. So, it's like we saw a video of the guy saying, he's going to take it up the big brown eye because he wants to widen it so he can put explosives in there and go kaboom somewhere else. This is allowed because it's to promote Islam, even though he's doing something that's not allowed. It's haram, something that's forbidden. Then the last one is muruna, and this is a temporary suspension of the Sharia to make Muslims appear more moderate. So all these moderate Muslims you see in the world, they are doing this form of lying called muruna to elevate themselves and Islam by pretending to be something they're not. Another example of why we can't trust. In fact, if you Google, let me see if I still have it. If I still have it, and it says the 9 ways, or let me see, the ways of, there's 9, let me just see, lies. There's 9 ways, and actually one of them is actually called dawah. Dawah is lying.
Is it?
Well, I'm going to show you the site. I'm just trying to find it. How do I find it? Lying. Oh, where did I have it? Different ways of lying. Let me just see if I can find it. Because it actually tells you the different ways, which is more than I have. And it actually mentions that dawah is one of the ways that you lie to people. Because when you're doing dawah, you can twist and, oh, there we go. The 9 deceptions of Islam. It's called the 9, this is according to a site called the Research Gate. And it actually says, why is this stopping on YouTube? Okay, we're back. Okay, so let me just see over here where it tells me the 9 ways. And then one of them is actually, Dawa. So it says Takia, then it goes on. Oh, anyway, I can't find it now, but I mean, I have it on the screen. It's just too much to read. But it says Takia, Hiyal, Adab al-Jadal, Dawa, Kitman, Tafsir, Durura, and Muruna. These are the different ways. Even reading the tafsirs are lies, according to these people, these scholars. So Muslims are lying to us. A red flag. This is a perfect example of a red flag. And why would I want to join a religion that is full of these red flags? The 9 ways of, it's called Islam deception, nine deceptions of Islam. Google that, 9 deceptions in Islam, and it actually brings it up. It says, Islam employs 9 types of deceptions to destroy non-Muslims. Taqiyya, Hiyal, Adab, Al-Jadal, Dawa, Kitman, Tafsir, Durura, and Muruna, according to Sharia. In certain situations, deception, also known as taqiyya, based on the Quranic terminology, is not only permitted, but sometimes obligatory. Sometimes obligatory. So again, lying in Islam is part of the religion, asking people to lie in order to push Islam further forward. Then it goes on. I mean, there's more to this, but it's called, let me put it in this chat down. Oh, hang on a second. What is happening, man? Man, what am I doing today? Let me just see, guys. I apologize. I'm going to take this and I'll put it in the YouTube so you guys can see it on the YouTube. 9 deception ways you can deceive people. 9 deceptive ways. And it's funny, the names. And Dawah is one of them. Tafsir is another. I would say even the Sunnah, the Hadiths are lies as well. Because they're deceiving you to believing something that's not true. And only to promote Islam. It's all done in the hopes of promoting Islam. Which is really scary because, you know, we think that, oh, but my neighbor's moderate. My neighbor's a nice guy.
Yeah, we never know. But like I said to my comrade here, I'm not against Muslims. I'm against their religion, though.
We love the Muslims, my man. We love Muslims. We want Muslims to know truth, and for them to know truth, they have to be open to what we are showing them. So I am just saying, this isn't me saying this. If I read the Quran and Allah says something, the Muslim should trust it first, not me.
Yeah, if you go in the YT Cosmos, we've uploaded a video about lying in Islam. It's called Muhammad Contradicts the Quran, is Lying Aloud. And there's a Muslim, he's defending the Islamic position. Or, well, he's trying to, but he's lying about lying. So, but you can get like an actual Muslim response if you want to watch that.
Yeah, man. You know, as I said, bring your friend over, see if he's got a channel. He can come up and you maybe, as I said, maybe I misunderstood this. Maybe I didn't see the truth from his point of view, and maybe he will be the one going, hey, you know, I opened your eyes to something you didn't see before. And I'll tell you guys this, I've mentioned this before. For those that don't know, I actually had a contradiction in Islam. I had a contradiction that I used to use until a Muslim pointed out that it wasn't a contradiction. And I was humble enough to accept the fact that I made a mistake. It wasn't a contradiction. And I learned from him, and I never mentioned that contradiction again because I saw what he pointed out. It would be false and fake of me, wrong of me to have to continue using that as evidence for contradiction after someone actually showed me it wasn't a contradiction. So if he came up and he said to me, listen, let me explain it to you from this point of view, man, I'll be like, okay, thank you very much. But they just keep digging the hole deeper. These guys have dug so deep. I saw China. I reached in and touched the Great Wall myself. So if there's any Muslim that thinks I made a mistake now, that wants to make it explain to us that lying is forbidden in Islam and you're not allowed to lie and it's an absolute no-no, then please request. Because remember, if the Quran says that lying is not allowed and Muhammad says you are allowed to lie, and you following Muhammad, not Allah. If there's any Muslim,
I will try to bring my friend here, but I don't know if he will respond. So
yeah, I mean, if he's more than welcome at any time.
I will tell him that.
Yeah, because all we do is read. I'm not going to tell you my opinion on it. I'm just going to read it and let it speak for itself.
But can I ask you another question?
Sure, you can. Since there's no Muslims.
Contradiction? Yeah, that's right. Because you told me about, is it a contradiction that the Quran says some ayah that the earth and was created in 6 days? Another ayah says it was 8 days.
How many days was the earth made? Now, this is another example of when it comes to Islam. It says 6 days, it says 4 days, it says 2 days, it says 8 days. Now, the Muslim, and this is also funny, I'm not sure if you guys know this, but according to Islam, you know that the Muslims laugh at us, right? The Muslims laugh and say to us that, yeah, but in your religion, God rested on the seventh day. Yet in Islam, after Allah created everything, he goes and sits on a stool and rests. He gets tired, he goes and he sits down and he's like, yeah, nope, I need to rest. So let me take you through another red flag when it comes to Islam. I'm going to put this on the screen so you guys can see it. And we're going to start at Surah 41:9. And we're going to see what it says. Now, I'm just going to go through this with you, my man, to show you what it says. Now, in Surah 41:9, we're going to read till 12, right? I want you to count the days that I'm giving you now. Count the days. So it says, what do you believe in him who created the earth in 2 days? It's on the YouTube. You can see it on the chat on the YT. He says, who created the earth in 2 days, and do you set up compeers to him? That is the Lord of all beings. In fact, let me do this if I can go to Surah 491, just so it's all in one go. So I'll read it again. Hey, sorry, 41, not 4, 41. And I said 9 to 12. So listen again. I hope you got your fingers out. Start counting. It says, do you indeed disbelieve in the one who created the earth in 2 days? And do you set up equals to him? That is the Lord of the worlds. He placed firm mountains therein above it, blessed it and appointed its means of substance therein in 4 days. You there, Cosmo?
Yeah, I'm here.
So the first verse said 2 days. The next verse says 4 days, so that's 6 days. Then he turned to the heaven while it was smoke and said unto the earth, come willingly or unwillingly. They said, we come willingly, so they could speak. Then he decreed that by 7 heavens in 2 days and revealed to each heaven its command. So how many days is that so far in total? 2 days, 4 days, and 2 days. How many days?
Sorry, my colleague was talking to me. Can you explain again?
No worries.
Well, 4 days, 2 days.
So in Surah 41, 9 to 12, it says that the earth was created in, I'll read it again, 2 days. Then it says plus 4 days. And then it says plus 2 days. How many days is that?
8.
Beautiful. So in that verse, it was created in 8 days.
It's 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 2 is 6.
No, 4 plus 2 is 6. And
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm leaving.
Yeah, wow. 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 That's okay. So far in that verse is 8 days. But if we go to Surah 2, in Surah 2, 111, I think it is, Surah 2, 2, 1, 2. No. 7, Surah 7. And we go to 54, 754. 754 says, truly your Lord is God who created the heavens and the earth in 6 days. So
only 6 days.
So over here it says only in 6 days. The other one says in 8 days. I mean, this is not like, this is a small contradiction compared to all the bigger ones that we have.
But what is the explanation for this?
Now that you must ask a Muslim. See, I've done a live where I've called it the Quran tradictions. You know, contradictions, but the Quran tradictions, and the Muslims struggle to make it make sense.
Yeah, we have videos on that on YT as well. You'll see the answers, quote unquote.
I'll show you another one that makes it even more worse. Doesn't Allah say that everything He creates, He says be and it is? So if He says be and it is, what did He create that existed immediately? Since every time He says be and it is, it goes a matter of time before it becomes. So for example, even when He said to Adam, be, Adam was already created when He said be. He had to pick up earth and soil. That's another contradiction. How was Adam created? He was created from nothing. He was created from dust, dirt, sand, mud. Make it make sense. But in 2117, it says this. It says, the originator of the heavens and earth, when He created a thing, He only says to it, be, and it is. So why would it go many days? Why does it go days? See, I can make something, right? Let me show you this. I can make a pen. After it's made, I can say, abracadabra, simsalabim, and boom shakalaka, there's a pen. And then I can say to you, look, I created a pen. All I said was be, and it was. But the problem is, Muhammad, when Adam was created, after Adam was created, he said be, and Adam was created. Now the Muslim says, no, the soul went into him at that moment.
He had to breathe into Adam, right?
That's right. And in fact, when you look at how Jesus did it, Jesus made it quicker. When Jesus blew into the bird and gave the bird life, the bird came to life immediately. Adam was like, I don't know how many, 40 or 50 years or something, he was lying there. Eventually he says to Allah, come on, dude, can you hurry this up? You know, I want to be. And then Adam was like, you know, Allah was taking his time with this thing. In the Quran, the tafsir says, Adam actually rushed him and said, can you please get done, basically, paraphrasing. So you see, in Islam, they try to make it make sense, even though they know that they can't fix it. It's like putting a Band-Aid on an open wound. It's not going to fix it. But they're trying so hard, man. There's a guy in I think it's in Belgium. I think Belgium, not Netherlands. He's called Manaki Piss. This guy tried to put out a fire with he peed on it thinking he saved the whole city. That's what these guys are doing, not using a hose pipe. They're just trying to urinate on a big fire thinking they did something. It's not going to work, people. It's not going to work. That's right, Phil. Mannequin piss. Mannequin piss. It's a little wee guy. Urinated on something, and he thought he fixed it. But this again is just another example as how we find all these red flags in Islam and we're begging Muslims just to make it make sense, but the Muslims themselves are in a bit of a pickle. In Belgium, that's right. Yes, that was in Belgium. And that's why the word piss came from manaki piss. So again, I'm not sure. Bring your friend over and we can go through all of this stuff, because it seems to me that the Muslims themselves are the ones struggling to make this make sense. The Muslims are honestly not thinking it through, thinking, well, hang on a second, what is it that we should be doing now? Should we be actually, I'm just confused, man. Where else do we go from here, people? Where else? If a Muslim can't make it make sense and they can't fix the red flags of Islam, where do we go from here? I was thinking, as I said, tomorrow to do the review of these two women and their conversation, because I think that will be interesting as well. If I don't jump into another topic, depending on how it goes with Chris Claus, who sent me a message going, what are we now? In 2 hours, guys, in 2 hours, Chris Claus is going live. Follow him on One Way Apologetics. One Way Apologetics, please. Chris Claus going live, One Way Apologetics. And that should be an interesting one, because that's going to be fun.
I will be there.
It's going to be fun.
Thank you, James, for everything.
Okay, man. God bless
James,
you.
for everything.
Take care. Take care, my man. God bless.
Bye-bye.
It's funny how the Christians are asking the right questions, but Muslims don't know how to ask. Jesus said, "Come to me, and I will slay you." She said that. She actually said, Jesus said that. Yes, he did. Telling a story. Telling a story. Come on, Muslims, man. Come on, man. It can't be true. You know that this is nonsense. You guys know it's nonsense. And if you're not going to, join, we'll just keep going, man. As I said, if we go to the Quran itself, a book that I think is definitely from Satan. And in saying that, I've said this before, we know the fact that Satan will use some truth in lies or some lies in truth. He's going to tell you, that's a beautiful car. Buy that car. It's absolutely beautiful. Then you buy the car and there's no motor in it. There's no engine. You'll look out in this most amazing turquoise sea. Beautiful, amazing, warm, beautiful, fantastic water. And he's like, man, if you jump in that water, it's going to be the most refreshing. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be absolutely perfect. And you go, yes, sir. And you jump in. The truth is, yes, it's amazing. It's clear. It's beautiful. It's refreshing. What he didn't tell you is that there's sharks in the water. There's sharks in the water. So he didn't lie to you. He just kept that to himself. So the truth is there, but hidden in the truth are lies. And this is how Islam grows. By hiding the truth with lies, or hiding lies in truth. Not sure if I'm mixing that up. But basically, they say, come to Islam. We believe in Jesus. You get to Islam, Jesus is not there. There's a guy called Isa. Come to Islam. We respect Jesus. We don't make any distinctions between the prophets. You get there and they go, yeah, Muhammad is the greatest prophet. So it doesn't matter what you say and how you say it. The Muslim will be like, yeah, man, we believe in that, man. It's okay. Come. We believe in the previous prophets. We believe in the previous scripture. And then you join Islam and they go, yeah, well, not really. You see, it's all corrupted. We don't actually have it, so we can't, but again, the lies of Islam, people. The lies of Islam, that's right, loopholes. They make these little, holes for you to fall into because they want to bring you in, while at the same time lying to you because they don't want. Misery loves company. If misery loves company, these people are perfect examples as to why we stay away from it. Now, it's up to you guys. I mean, I'd love to do the review so you guys can see this with these two women tomorrow. I don't think it'll be a copyright strike if I use it. It is public out there, and I'm just a little fish in the ocean. Don't think they'll know that I actually used it. But this will be a perfect example to show you guys a conversation, normal conversation. Two women, an ex-Muslim and a Muslim, and how the Muslim does damage control. And this is why this topic, Islam is a red flag. Islam is a red flag. No Muslim can say it's not. No Muslim can say to you, Islam is the best religion out there. Best at what? Lying? Yes. A religion that tells you can lie. Let's do the lying one. Let's do the lying one. Let me take you to a few verses where it actually tells us about how lying in Islam is allowed and okay. Let me just see if I can.
Yeah, James, you have a guess, but I don't know if he's a Muslim.
Where?
I'll accept him.
Okay.
What's up, Mr. Spade?
Call a spade a spade.
Yeah. Are you Muslim?
No, I'm not. I'm a critic of Islam.
Okay. So you're on our side?
Yeah, apparently.
Cool.
You guys, I'm not sure if I don't know. Cole, have I spoken to you before?
Yeah, I'm actually following you. This is not the first time I'm actually on your live. I've been on your live before.
Yeah, because you sound familiar. Just maybe forgive me, man. Forgive me for asking. So the thing would be.
No. I don't usually.
He's gone.
Yeah, I don't usually jump on your live. I don't usually jump on your live, but once in a while I do. I do hop in.
Let me,
Bro, why are you wearing the cap?
I'm showing people how to do the adult breastfeeding, so you don't have contact with the body. You just.
Why are you wearing the cap, bro? What the fuck is this, man? Oh my god.
Well, let me explain it.
Yes.
Let me explain it. Just watch your language, please, as well, Cole. No swearing, please, my man. So when I dressed like this, the reason for this was, first, TikTok was giving me a hard time for not showing face and was restricting me for lives, and although it's still doing the same thing now. And then also it changes the algorithm, so you get less restrictions and it pushes your lives more. Then I actually did this a year ago. I said to the people that I will buy this. If I have enough gifts or something, I'll buy it. No. I said I'll buy it, and then people sending gifts, and I felt bad because I didn't wear it and I kept it. And I haven't used it until now. And then I also did it as an experiment, This is basically me trying to find out, how does it feel to be trapped? This is honestly you trapped, right? And because of this, I can honestly say to people, I have experienced this. I've tried it. It's evil, disgusting, and sick. It is a form of control, because I can't do what I would do normally with this on. And I swear to you, breathing under this, even eating, man, I tried to eat. I brought me Chinese food the other day just to try it. I tell you what, man, I'm glad I didn't have noodles or something, because it was that silly.
Oh my god. Bro, you're actually a very thoughtful person, because the best thing you can actually do to your opponents is to actually feel what it means to be them, to actually feel what it means to be in their shoe. And that's exactly what you're doing.
That's right.
So that's amazing. This is a first-hand experience, so nobody's going to tell you anything about it anymore.
No one can say to me that I didn't try. No one can say I didn't try, because I've done this now for 3 hours on live, and I swear I've got to lift it up like this to get oxygen.
How do you breathe? How do you breathe? How do you get fresh oxygen? Like
it's hard. That's what I'm saying. Because it lies on your chest.
Oh my god!
It's on your chest.
Like did God actually permit this? Like, is this what God actually permitted, or did human being make this up? Because when God created us, He didn't put any block in our nose. He gave us free airways to breathe fresh oxygen. Then all of a sudden, He, introduced this piece of clothes for people to women, we're not men or women, to cover their nose so that they cannot get enough oxygen. Do Allah want women to honor life young?
Well, this
I
is
cannot
it.
get it.
This is it. When you're breathing in your own CO2, it's not good for your body because you need fresh oxygen in your blood, oxygenated blood. Now, what you guys don't see, I'm not sure if you actually have seen me do this. I do this. See my hand? It's actually underneath. So I lift it up slightly so I can get oxygen. I actually cheat. Look at this. I lift it up to get oxygen underneath because it's lying. There's no air coming in. But I want Muslim men and women to see that I have tried this and this goes against, and this is why it's a red flag in Islam. No one should be covering like this. And this is where it comes to the topic we had on Thursday. It's funny that I must cover like this, but if call a spade came to my home, I've got to get my breasticles out and then suckle him 5 times, but he can't see what I look like.
Oh my God! Oh God! Like Allah, like I need to talk to Allah. We need to have discussion with Allah because I want to be Muslim, but it seems like his priorities are very, very awkward, and it's just so confusing. How can you tell a woman to dress like this for the sake of morality, but you also tell the same woman to allow men to suckle her, her boo, like. What is going on, Allah? Like, what are you doing? Allah always confuses me. Like, he told Muslims not to eat pork, but sleeping with children is cool. It's halal. You can just do that, right? Yeah, like it's sickening, man. Like it's sickening. Like this is one of the reasons
let me show
why.
you guys. Let me show you guys this. So I was gonna do this, right? I mean, I had a few options. I'm gonna show you guys a few things. So I was gonna, someone said get sunglasses. I was actually gonna do this, right? But you got no ears. Put the glasses on, right? If I had to wear glasses, so if I was to wear glasses, I've got to put it in underneath there. Then I thought to myself, now these are the women. Now they're gonna be like, oh, my glasses keep falling off because I got no ears. God created you for ears, with ears, so you can use them. That's one. The other one I was going to do was to walk around.
Oh my God.
I mean.
what do Allah really want? Like, because I can't get it. Like, what do Allah really want from these women? Like, this is not okay. It's definitely not okay. I mean, it seems like don't you think that Allah must have taken this concept from the Japanese people? Like, Japanese people used to be ninjas, so probably maybe Allah just took that concept from them. Maybe Allah thought it was cool and he just,
He thought it was cool.
Can you imagine that?
That actually makes more sense than anything else. Unfortunately.
Yeah, maybe Allah thought ninja was cool, and maybe Muslim men were busy. They can't control their impulses. They were busy. Raping every woman they see. So Allah thought of the best thing he could come up with. He now remember, I created Japanese people, and they actually invented this. I think I can use this.
This is why. Do you guys understand why we say these are red flags? That all of this is just a red flag in why we can't live with this and how we shouldn't have this in our towns, our cities. And people, we're having a laugh about this, but just remember, there's actually people living this every single day. Yeah. There are people that are stuck with this type of life.
And the most ridiculous part? The most ridiculous part is you have actually liberals, basically Western liberals who are born with a silver spoon, who think, freedom is just automatic, it's default. Once you're born, you're just born into freedom. They don't know that outside of Western hemisphere, that freedom doesn't exist in any other part of the world, especially, in Islamic country. So they
campaign for this. We don't want to be Islamophobic. We can allow this in our country. Oh, you have to be fair to Muslims. Why you want to be Islamophobic? We don't have a problem with this. Let's be a free society. It's multicultural. It's inclusivity. Let's bring in this 7th century retrogressive barbaric culture that have never produced anything good for Muslims. Let's import it to our countries to show how diverse and accepting and inclusive we are. Or this kumbaya type of, utopia. Bro, and you look at these people, the people that are saying this thing, they often have blue hair. They often have, earrings on their nose. They're often almost half psycho. Like, they're not just normal people. So, and you look at how Islam actually look at those people. Like, and you ask yourself, well, these people are pathological. There is this animal that, if he wants to, it's like there's something inside its body that actually drive it towards its predator, right? Like you see prey using its hands to find its predator, right? So there's something inside its body pushing it towards its predator. That is exactly the same characteristics of these liberals. There's something about them that is always pushing them to where they're just going to get completely destroyed, and you see that with their love affair with Islam, right? An ideology that is so very hostile to them that is actually going to wipe them out if they have the time, if they have the opportunity to do that. But they are the best defenders of this ideology. They would die on the hill to defend this ideology. If you make any mention and say, bro, but are you sure of what you're doing? You have to look careful. These people don't like you. Like you have to really, really know what you're doing. They say, look at this backward Islamophobic idiot who want to lecture us about our freedom. And the Muslims are very good to utilizing these useful idiots, right? They're very good in using them. They say, oh, you are so amazing. You are so welcoming. In fact, our religion teaches us that we should accept everybody. If in the history of our religion, our prophets used to welcome everybody. It's all about kumbaya. It's all about love and this utopia. We love every human being. We don't care who you are, and
That's right. God. But the thing is, guys, we must, let me say this, cool, because I want Muslims to understand that, right? We hear what the Muslims are saying. We've read what the Muslims have given us. And when we are talking about you Muslims following these books, you can't blame us for asking the questions, is Islam a red flag? Is Islam compatible with us or not? And if it's not compatible, and you guys can feel it, because when you walk in a room, the whole world turns and looks at you, ask yourself why. Why? What do they hate about me? Is it because they don't know me? Now, as you guys know, I'm South African. And during apartheid, we knew that they didn't like us. They didn't know us. Till they got to know us, they're like, oh, you an okay, you an okay darky. You okay, man. You an okay guy. I like you. But now when it comes to Islam, they know that we know them. We know Islam, so they can't use this against us. Because the problem is, an Islamophobe is someone that knows too much about Islam. That's what an Islamophobe is. A phobe is knowing too much of this religion.
Absolutely.
And this is why they don't like us.
Yeah, I mean, you could actually see that, when you talk to them, at the beginning, maybe you jump on their life and you just act like as if you're naive. They will welcome you. They will tell you the most beautiful things in the world. They will tell you how, non-Muslims are not living a good life. They drink alcohol. They fornicate. The West is full of degenerates. Look at the porn industry. Look at the alcohol industry. Look at the degeneracy. Look at, single parents and children born out of wedlock. But immediately you say, okay, but okay, I understand the non-Muslim world have their own problem, but if your religion is so perfect and so amazing, but why can't you guys live in your own country? Why are you also flood into the same country you are saying all these things about? They say, no, they bombed us. They've been bombing
language.
us.
Language. Use it.
Right?
Boom us or something.
sorry. So they will say, they've been throwing, I don't know the best. There's nothing wrong in a religion, or when we migrate, it's a part of our history. Our prophet migrated from Mecca to Medina. It's a part of hijrah. Like, these people are in constant cognitive dissonance, right? They cling to an ideology that have failed to produce anything useful for them. Just a few days back, I was arguing with someone on X. There was a rally that happened, was it 2 days ago in UK? There is a famous UK activist called Tommy Robinson who is seriously campaigning about the spread of Islamism in UK. So the guy, Muslims, so many Muslim, activists in the UK started, clipping some of the videos and posting it. So I saw a post where a Muslim retweeted, a post of an Irish guy talking about why the West doesn't like Islam, because Islam poses a threat to their financial system. The West uses a debt-based interest monetary system, but in Islam, interest is not allowed. Alcohol industry is going to flop if we allow Islam to win. Interest, based monetary institution is going to crumble if we allow Islam. This is why they hate Islam. This is why they. And I told the guy, wait a minute, okay, let's say you're right, but we cannot just keep. If I'm a contractor and I come to you and I present you all the theories of what I can do, and you ask me, okay, bro, but have you actually done any project? Like, can I see the project you've done? And I said, no, I haven't done any project, but you can actually see my plans here, right? You're not going to take me seriously, right? If you ask these people, where in the world have this your so-called Sharia utopia, your financial system that is the best, where have you guys actually implemented that, and it actually lead to a successful society, that is sustainable for Muslims? Where in the world is that happening right now? They cannot show you anything. They don't have anything to show to prove that what the utopia they are preaching can be practical in real life. One thing is to have a theory. Another thing is actually putting it in practice in real life. And Muslims can never be able to show you anywhere in the world that their financial system is being implemented 100% and is actually delivering or yielding success for that society. They will never be able to do it. You know why? Because it's very, very underdeveloped. It's a 7th century concept. It's very underdeveloped. Some of the concepts they are using are rehashed concepts they borrowed from, the Western monetary system, and they rehashed it to make it look Islamic. So it's not even authentic, right? So you see that these people are completely living in pure delusion, like pure delusion. They're like communists, right? They operate like communists. It's all in the head, right? It's all in the head. There's nothing they can show for it. They are nostalgic. If you ask them anything about Islam, they will refer you back to 1,000 years ago. They say when we used to do science and have all this breakthrough, that's when. But bro, it's been 1,000 years, bro. Like, if 1,000 years ago is all you have to show to prove that your religion is what works on a societal level, then you lost, bro.
You know what? Let me jump in there now. So I want to just do this. I want to do this again. Muslims, not sure if you're listening, but we are now critiquing Islam, and we're asking you Muslims to make it make sense. So if you disagree with call a spade says, please request. Sorry, go on. I'll give you 2 minutes. I want to play a song. Nope. So let me jump to a song. For those that don't know, I've been making some songs One of these songs that I'm going to play now, or the song I'm going to play now, is just for you guys to see why we keep saying that the Muslims throw their Sahaba under the bus, why they throw the Quran under the bus, why they throw everything and anything under the bus. Everything and anything. Just a quick song, because I think this is a perfect time to show Muslims we read what you give us, and then you get upset for us repeating what was given.
Hot now, suddenly Aki, that's all we got. Yeah, turn the bass up. This one's for the footnotes they don't want to read. For the scholars they quote on Monday, then throw under the bus by Friday. Yeah. They say trust the chain, trust the men, trust the page, but when the quote gets rough, they start switching the stage. Imam said it plain, now they say that's weak, but they used that same book just last week. Hadith on the table, tafsir in the light. Scholar gets nervous when the wording gets tight. First it's our sources are solid, preserved and clean. Then it's brother, you don't know what the scholars mean. Flip that, skip that, duck that, smoke one bad variation and the whole room choke. They cite Ibn Kathir when it helps their case, then toss them out quick with a serious face. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the Delaware town. Over the prophets and over the claims, over the scholars, they use my name. The wheels on the bus go round and round when the sources hit the ground. They say don't question, just trust tradition, but every tough text gets a new position. When the scholar agrees, he's a mountain of light. When he says something strange, he's not reading it right. Bakari's the crown till the crown gets heavy, then they swerve that bus like a low-rider Chevy. Tabari was solid till the page got hot. Now suddenly Aki, that's all we got. They lean on the books when the debate looks sweet, then hide the same books underneath the seat. If the source is strong and stand on the floor, don't use the front door, then escape out the door. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the Delaware town. Over the prophets and over the claims, over the scholars, they use my name. The wheels on the bus go round and round when the sources hit the ground. Don't quote them if you won't own them. Don't crown them if you disown them. Don't say the books are gold and pure, then act unsure when the texts endure. Pick a lane, don't spin the wheel. Tell the truth, let the people deal. If the chain is blessed and the ink is true, then why's the bus always running through? Now the scholar's in the street with his robe and notes, while the speaker on the mic rewrites what he wrote. Context, brother, yeah, context matters, but not when context becomes smoke and chatter. You can't build the castle on ancient citation, then call it sand under examination. Either trust your sources or tell the crowd we got problems here. Say it out loud, no hate in the rhyme, just a question with bass. Why quote the men you later erase? If truth is truth, let the record play. Don't throw your own teachers in the roadway. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. Wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the Dawa town. The scholars on the bus go wait, 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 wait. The scholars on the bus go wait, 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 but they still get tossed by eight. The sources on the bus go read, 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 read. The sources on the bus go read, 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 but the speaker says not that creed. Trust your books, or tell the people why you don't. But don't drive the bus over your own scholars and call it scholarship.
All through Dawa town. Those wheels on the buses, man, they'll be going all over. If there's any Muslim that wants to join and make it make sense, the topic is Islam a red flag? Or you can say Islam is a red flag. In 1 hour and 36 minutes, Chris Claus from One Way Apologetics. Chris Claus, One Way Apologetics, and I will be doing a review of Avery and a guy called Hamza from Hamza's Den. So you guys are more than welcome. There's so many people that have been knocking Hamza, out the park, because Hamza has to be one of the easiest people to refute. I mean, this guy says he never mentions Islam. He cannot, for the life of him, defend Islam. And you'll see that in the clips that we're going to show you. Not only that, the guy wants to hop, skip, and jump through what he claims. So he claims Paul is a false teacher. And then it's like, don't mention Islam. Don't mention Islam. It just goes on like that. But yeah, man. So the wheels on the bus, they're going to keep going round and round, and the Muslims are going to keep throwing other Muslims underneath the bus. I actually listened to Muslims the other day, another red flag. Does Allah have hands? And then you have Muslims going, yes, he said he had hands. And then the Muslims are like, yeah, no, he doesn't have hands. So they themselves can't even make up their minds if Allah has hands. They don't know where he is, what he is, or who he is. Again, another red flag in this religion. So each time we try to have a conversation, we need to ask a Muslim, what do you think? What do you as a Muslim think is a red flag in Islam? Or what do you think the Christians are saying is a red flag? And can you debunk it? Can you make it make sense? But we've noticed always and as often as we can that the Muslims themselves have nothing to stand on. So what do? They try to push this one guy called Lipiano, the guy that says that a certain female that we all know and love should be raped because she left Islam. And he talks badly about Lady Logic. He talks badly about others. And then he says in one of my videos, don't shake my hand. Us in Islam, we have so much respect for the woman. We don't shake hands with the woman. But he just said on another live, she should be raped. Another woman should be raped. This is, again, the hypocrisy of this religion, the lies and the filth that this religion is pushing onto us, making us accept this into our societies, our towns, our cities, even in our homes. Even in our homes. And this is embarrassing for them. It's an embarrassment for Islam. So this is why my open invitation, I've got a half an hour, guys, a half an hour before I have to end the live, and then I need to do something before I get to Chris. So in a half an hour, if there's any Muslim that wants to come up and make this make sense, you are absolutely more than welcome. Absolutely. We had a fun day when it came to the hadiths on Friday. And it's funny how even the Muslims throw the hadiths under the bus. They tell us, yeah, but the hadiths say this. Then we go to hadiths and it says more stuff. So, I look forward for Fridays. Oh, talking about which, I may be traveling again on Wednesday or Thursday. Not home again, but I'll see if I can take my laptop with me and then do the lives from where I'm at. It's yeah, as a 007, I need to be everywhere and anywhere while I can. So again, any Muslim that wants to come up and just tell me whether there's a red flag or no red flag in Islam, make it make sense. Because for me, the red flags are just, there's too many. I could use this as a bed to lie on. There's so many red flags. Give me another red flag. Anyone in the chats? Give me a red flag. Anyone? Another red flag and we'll discuss it. What else has Islam given us that you guys think is a red flag? We can talk about the paganism in Islam. Kaaba, Mecca, Muhammad, the cave, his wives. And again, Hamza, says we're talking about is Paul the liar or is Muhammad a liar? Which one of these two is a liar? Which one of these two go against, for example, the previous scriptures? Which one goes against? Hamza says, no, this is because Allah came down with a different message for different people. So he's basically saying that these different people have different messages, and because they have different messages, that we should accept these different messages as true only for those people. So the message itself keeps changing. Islam, a religion that message is never consistent. It just changes according to who's got the message. Now it's hitting me with this restriction. Come on, man. So again, why is it that these Muslims don't see what we see? As I said, tomorrow I will go through the other topic that I wanted to with hopefully running this other live stream and just sitting as a third party watching this. I just need to first find out where I can get it, and then we can play it on the YouTube, and then we can go through it, like how, you know, and see what it actually says and how these people, two Muslim women, and listen to them, listen carefully to what the two of them say. This will be crazy.
You actually,
if you want to, I can get a downloaded version of the video if you have issues with like streaming it on YouTube. If you want to watch it locally and then stream on your stream.
Yeah, how would I do that? Through which app?
Just send me the link for it, and yeah, you can just open it in whatever Windows media player or whatever.
Ah, okay, got you.
So that way it won't be lagging on stream, like if the internet is like overloaded or whatever.
Perfect.
So send me the YouTube link. I'll send you, the transfer link, and you can download it.
Yep. Let me see. I just found the first one. Let me just copy that. And if you look at the private chats, what in the world is that? People. Actually, I can do it. Yeah, okay. Not sure. I thought you're on YouTube. But anyway, guys, let's just keep going for another half an hour just to make sure you guys know that One Way Apologetics, I'll be there soon, and we will go through the review. What we're going to notice again is that we listen to what they are saying and also what they are not saying. We listen to people like Hamza, what they're not saying. And that is another reason for why Islam is a red flag. The deflection, the lying, the excuses tells me why I should never be a Muslim. Why I should never. And you watch, he asks Logic some questions. Logic answers his questions. Today, you were privy today to a woman that came up, and she said, God, Jesus said, slaughter them, bring them unto me and and slaughter them. And then when I showed her it was a parable, what did she say? Yes, but Jesus said it. In other words, he said it, so he meant he himself would have to execute these people. See how these people have to lie to promote their Islam, their religion, and how they have to lie to try to bring down the previous scriptures, even though the previous scriptures are being confirmed by their God.
James, there is something I will never be able to understand about Islam. So just like the Hamza, you were talking about Hamza and Logic, and he went to the Bible, he brought something about Jesus, where I don't know the verse, but he was so sure that Jesus said that thing, right? Because he wanted to use it to prove a point. So he would double down on it and say, Jesus said this. Jesus is also violent. Look at what Jesus said, right? He's as sure as anything he can be that Jesus said that thing at that point because he wanted.
Yeah, you got a bad connection. You got a bad connection.
My voice is cracking.
Yeah, you're just pausing. You're just stopping.
Wow.
It says you only have 2 bars on the screen.
Is it better now?
It's saying you only have 2 bars. So, but again, guys, listen, if there's any Muslims that want to join in and any Muslim thinks that he can prove anything to us when it comes to Islam as a red flag, please request. Tomorrow, as I said, I'll do the review of this conversation when it came to it's called, that is disgusting. It's called I hope this is the right one though. It's called a campaigner erupts in shock live on air with a fight with an ex-Muslim. So this is going to be, it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be really interesting to watch and to do a review of this based on an ex-Muslim and Muslim themselves, right? Based on the ex-Muslim and the Muslim themselves. And if they agreed, if they both can, this is how we're going to learn. Someone that was once a Muslim left Islam and then goes here, but I can't do this. Any Muslim. I mean, I don't want to keep on, giving you guys more and more and more. I just showed you guys yesterday on Friday. For those that haven't seen, let me tell you this. For those that don't know, on Friday we actually went through a tafsir, and in the tafsir it actually says where Aisha herself says that she used to practice the adult breastfeeding. She said, Aisha, the mother of believers, adopted this practice, which is the practice of adult breastfeeding, with men whom she wished to have enter upon her. Now, how is this not a red flag? How is this not a red flag? Imagine now using common sense, using some kind of gray matter, thinking that it's okay. Now, I'm not talking about it. Okay, let me say it like this. As a man, a husband, if Elijah decided to come to my home, and then when he's at my home, I realize I don't have milk. No, use milk. I don't have coffee. I don't have coffee. So what do? I say to Elijah, listen, you stay here with my wife. I'm going to pop down to the corner store. I'm going to get us some coffee, and I'll be back in 5. Give me 10 minutes. I'll be back in 10 minutes. And then the wife looks at me and she's like, you're going to leave me alone with the stranger. You're going to leave me with a guy that I don't know. Now, Allah comes to the rescue. Allah says, I got you. Not a problem. All you have to do, James, is let Elijah be breastfed by your wife only 5 times. That will make everything okay, because then she is like the mother and he is the child, and he will not be sexually attracted to her. Right? But this is now the wisdom of Islam. They will not be sexually attracted because they will be like mother and child.
Bro, like, yeah, this is gonna. I don't, bro. If anyone did that to my wife, I would I'd go to prison for life, bro. I don't care. He's getting deleted, bro. It's so freaking, bro.
Well, it doesn't just stop there, does it? I mean, it's not just stopping there. It's more to it. It's like she's covered like this, people. You can't see her hands, you can't see her skin, none of that. Can't see any of that. But Allah says that this is not a red flag. This is a good white flag. This is a peaceful flag. This is something good. So you do it in the name of Allah, and it's going to be cool. Did you get the message that I sent you?
Oh yeah, I got it.
Oh, okay. I sent it again anyways. But yeah, people, so now my point again is, if this is not a red flag and it's ordained by the God of Islam that a grown man is allowing somebody else to put the breasticles of his wife into the mouth of someone else only 5 times, and Aisha, according to this, said that she used to do it. She said she adopted this practice. She did it, and she would instruct her sister and her nieces. Aisha is a child. She's instructing those that are her nieces. Common sense would probably say that these people were younger than her. She instructed her nieces to breastfeed any man whom she wished to enter upon her. But the rest of the wives were like, no way. Ain't no way. They were like, nah, thank you. Nah, Aisha, you keep that one, Aisha. Another red flag. Marrying off to your child, marrying. Come on, man. Come on, man. I apologize, but this is definitely, to me, something that's evil, something that's sick, something that's disgusting, and not going to happen. Ain't never going to happen, man. This is besides, marrying the child, beating your wife, blah, blah, blah. Then we went to the hadiths as we saw the nonsense of the hadiths. Then it says to unalive everyone. Let's go to the verse somebody wanted to go to, which is Surah 929. Surah 929, one of the biggest red flags. Now remember, 929, Surah 9, is one of the last verses, the second to last chapter that came to us. Second to last, according to the order of revelation, this chapter came to us, the second to last chapter, where it says, unalive them wherever you find them. It says, fight those who do not believe in Allah and the last day. What did they do wrong? What did they do wrong? Nothing. They just don't accept Allah and the last day. And then it says, and do not forbid what Allah's messenger, what Allah and his messenger has forbidden. So the partnership kicks in again. The red flag starts with fight those who don't believe. The red flag is that you can't forbid what Allah and his partner Muhammad do. 2 red flags so far. It says, such as men that practice not the religion of truth. Hang on. Are Christians and Jews practicing the religion of truth, the same one that Allah is confirming in the previous scriptures? And why are they called disbelievers if they're believing in the books Allah gave? And I was thinking of this, not sure if you guys put this together. It says, none can change my word. None can change my word. The only one that can change the word of God is God himself. According to Islam, it would be through abrogation. None can change my word. So if the Torah and the Injil, the word of Allah, got changed, who is it that changed it? If only Allah can change his word. None can change my word. Oh, hang on, my words got changed. Another red flag, because after changing his word, he punishes the people for following the changed word, the Torah and the Injil. Damn if you don't, and you're damned if you do. Either way, Islam is punishing us for actually obeying Islam. The same God of Islam does the job of Satan, leading people astray, causing them to commit all this nonsense. And then Allah's like, I mean, you guys heard on Friday or the other day, the guy said, if you are stoned to death for adultery, which is not in the Quran, you automatically go to heaven because you paid for your sin. So he believes that, yeah.
Did he? Someone said that?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He said, because now you've committed the sin and you paid for your sin on earth, then now you go automatically to paradise. Only those that have not been punished on earth for their sins go to hell. And there has to be God's punishment.
Mashallah.
So God's punishment, again, people, is going to trump over everything. And then you will go to heaven because, but hang on, isn't sin still gonna... Can't make this up, man. You can't. Islam is very confusing, and Muslims themselves don't know what it means or what it is, so they make it up on the fly. They keep making things up, man. I hope you guys enjoyed that song that I made. It's called The Wheels on the Bus, and Islam is a red flag. I need to find a way, as I did say to Chris Oki, that I'm going to find a way to... I actually spoke to the Word and I, and he suggested using this one app or something, and it puts all your music on all these different, because I do have, and I made some good stuff. Let me see if I can show you another one. I'm just deleting other stuff. And this one is called The Good Shepherd. Not sure if you guys heard this one before. I think not. I think I just made this one. Let me see. Yeah, I made this. And again, guys, this music is just is also an invitation to Muslims. It's like, we know the power there is in the name of Jesus, but we also know the power there is in music. And they can't not tap their feet, listen to the words. And I'm going to play this before we get to the Psalms, and then I need to pop out to do some stuff before one-way apologetics. But listen to the words of this song. Muslims, if you're sitting back there and you wondering whether, we being nasty or whatever, why would we make songs inviting you to know truth? So listen to this, please.
When the night gets cold and the road bends low, there's a hand on my shoulder everywhere I go. I hear his word like a lantern flame. The shepherd calls and he knows my name. He leads me beside where the waters run still, takes my restless heart and bends my will. I was lost in the valley, couldn't find my way, but his rod and his staff kept the wolves away. He is a good shepherd, and I am one of his sheep. He guides me through the shadow when the midnight gets too deep. One God above me, one voice calling me home, with love all around me. I never walk alone. The Bible tells me he laid down his life for the ones he loved in the cold dark night. Not a hired hand running from the pain, but the shepherd standing in the pouring rain. He guards the gate, he watches the foe, keeps my weary soul from the bitter cold. And when I wander, chasing dust and pride, he leaves the 99 to bring me inside. He is a good shepherd, and I am one of his sheep. He guides me through the shadow when the midnight gets too deep. Me with fear, he drives me near with grace. I can hear mercy calling in the lines of his face. He says, come unto me, you tired and worn, and under his shelter my soul is reborn. So I'll follow his voice through the desert sand, through the crowded city, through the empty land. For the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not need. He gives me rest, he gives me peace. And Jesus the shepherd, gentle and strong, turns my broken steps into a pilgrim song. He loves, he guards, he calls me still, and I'll walk behind him up the holy hill. He is a good shepherd, and I'm one of his sheep.
That's right, guys. It's one-way apologetics.
He guides me through the shadow.
One-way apologetics, guys.
When the midnight gets too deep, one God above me, one voice calling me home, with love all around me. I never walk alone. The Lord is my shepherd.
What?
Oh, I'm so sorry. But you got the message. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. The Lord is my shepherd, people.
How are you making this music? Are you using AI?
Yes, sir. It's not just a matter of using AI. There's an art to it, man. There's an art to it. You got to find the right words. There's a lot that goes into it. It's a lot of extra work. Not just you got to find how you want it, when you want it. Whether you're going to put a saxophone in there, trumpet in there, whether you're going to have jazz or soul or blues. You need to listen to the one I made about. It's called Amazing Grace. That Amazing Grace, man, is amazing. Obi-Wan.
So that means you have knowledge about music. Like, I don't think someone that is not knowledgeable about music can do that.
Yeah, no, it's just simple. Everything is easy peasy today. But guys, I'm going to end up with the Psalms right now. I'm going to end with the Psalms. I need to go. I saw Obi-Wan is in there. Notice, guys, Obi says, I know you. So it doesn't matter whether you cover yourself from head to toe, man. These people will know you because he saw my eyes. Sheikh Asim said, even if it was a goat that was covered like a ninja, the man would look at the eyes of the goat and be like, what? Look at that goat. How you doing, man? So Obi-Wan, he recognized me by my eyes, man.
That's my favorite quote from that weirdo Sheikh.
Okay, guys, today we are on Psalm 119. I don't see Chris. Where did you send Chris did not send me 119. Let me just see if he has. I've got copyright strikes. I'm just looking at all my emails. Copyright. Okay, there. No, I don't have 119. Just block the guy called Chris Oakey. Block him. Delete him. Do not send him any. Oh, there we go. Sorry, my mistake. 119.
Bro, when you said delete, because when I say delete, I mean unalive. So I got like, whoa. But yeah, what do you mean? That sounded kind of crazy.
Let me see if I can just play this. Can you hear on YouTube? Can you hear this? YouTube, can you hear? You can hear, I can see that. I'm going to play it again. Sorry, continue. But you guys said you can't hear on YouTube. First you said you hear, now it's gone. Let me play. Let me try
Are you
again.
playing it? So what? Are you playing it on speaker?
Yes, I'm just seeing because they heard it at the start. So what I'll do is give me 10 seconds. I'll go.
I think it's because of voice isolation on StreamYard.
Yeah, let me just. I apologize. I apologize. I'm gonna just see if I can. Where's it going to now? I'm just really sorry about that. It was too large. Bugger. Well, I'm going to play it so that the YouTube can hear, and then I'll just read it for you guys on TikTok can hear, YouTube can listen. I will not forget your word. You're bountiful with your servant, that I may live and keep your word. Open my eyes that I may behold wondrous things out of your law. I am sojourner in the earth. Hide not my commandments from me. My soul is consumed with longing for your rules at all times. You rebuke the accursed ones. Wander from your commandments. Take away from me scorn and contempt. I have kept your testimonies, even though priests sit talking against me. Your servant will mediate on your statutes. Your testimonies are my delight. They are my counselors. My soul clings to the dust. Give me life according to your word. When I told of my ways, you answered me. Teach me your steps. Make me understand the way of your precepts, and I will meditate on your wondrous works. Sorry, lost it. Lost it. Make me understand the ways of your precepts, and I will meditate on your wondrous works. My soul melts away from your soul. Strengthen me according to your word. Keep false ways far from me. Graciously teach me your law. I have chosen the ways of the faithful. I set your rules before me. I cling to your testimonies, O Lord. Let me not be put to shame. I will run in the way of your commandments when you enlarge my heart. Teach me, O Lord, the way of your statutes, and I will keep it to the end. Give me understanding that I may keep your law and observe it with my whole heart. Lead me in the path of your commandments, for I delight in it. I incline my heart to your testimonies, and not to selfish gain. Turn my eyes from looking at worthless things, and give me life in your ways. Confirm to your servant your promise, that you may be feared. Turn away the reproach that I dread, for your rules are good. Behold, I long for your precepts. In your righteousness gives me life. Let your steadfast love come to me, O Lord, your salvation according to your promise. Then shall I answer him who taunts me. For I trust in your word, and take not the word of the truth utterly out of my mouth. For my hope is in your rules. I will keep your law continually, forever and ever. And I shall walk in a wide place, for I have sought your precepts. I will also speak of your testimonies before kings. I will not be put to shame, for I find my delight in your commandments, which I love. I lift up my hands towards your commandments, which I love, and I will meditate on your statutes. Remember your word to your servant, in which you have made me hope. This is my comfort, my affliction, that your promises give me life. The insolent utterly deride me, but I do not turn away from your law. When I think of your rules of old, I take comfort, O Lord. Hot indignation seizes me because of the wicked. You forsake your law. Your statutes have been my songs. In the house of my sojourning, I remember your name in night, O Lord, and keep your law. The blessing has fallen to me, that I have kept your precepts. The Lord is my portion. I promise to keep your words. I entreat your favor with all my heart. Be gracious to me according to your promise. When I think of my ways, I turn my feet to your testimonies. I hasten and do not delay to your commandments. Though the cords of the wicked ensnare me, I do not forget your law. At midnight I rise to praise you because of your righteousness. I am a companion of all who fear you, of those who keep your precepts. The earth, O Lord, is full of your steadfast love. Teach me your statutes. You have dealt well with the servant, O Lord, according to your word. Teach me good judgment and knowledge. For I believe in your commandments. Before I was afflicted, I went astray, but now I keep your word. You are good and too good. Teach me your statutes. The insolent smear me with lies, but with my whole heart I keep your precepts. Their heart is unfeeling like fat, but I delight in your law. It is good for me that I was afflicted, that I might lean, that I might learn. That took a bit of a jump on the TikTok. So let me just continue reading from where it stopped. The insolent smear me with lies, but my whole heart I kept your precepts. The heart is unfeeling, like fat, but I delight in your law. Is it good for me that I was afflicted, that I might learn? Your statutes, the law of my mouth, is better to me than 1,000 of your gold and silver pieces. Your hands have made me have fashioned me. Give me understanding that I may learn your commandments. Those who fear you shall see me and rejoice, because I have hoped in your word. I know, O Lord, that your rules are righteous, and that in faithfulness you have afflicted me. Let your steadfast love comfort me, according to your promises, to your promise to your servant. Let your mercy come to me that I may live, for your law is my delight. Let the insolent be put to shame, because they have wronged me with falsehood. As for me, I will meditate on your precepts. Let those who fear you turn to me, that they may know your testimonies. May my heart be blameless in your statutes, that I may not be put to shame. My soul longs for your salvation. I hope in your word. My eyes long for your promise. I ask, when will you comfort me? For I have become like a wineskin in the smoke, yet I have not forgotten your statutes. How long must your servant endure? When will you judge those who persecute me? The insolent have dug pitfalls for me. They do not live according to your law. All your commandments are sure. They persecute me with falsehood. Help me. They have almost made an earth of me on earth. They have always made an end of me on earth. But I have not forsaken your precepts. In your steadfast love, give me life, that I may keep the testimonies of your mouth. Forever, O Lord, your word is firmly fixed in the heavens. Your faithfulness endures to all generations. You have established the earth, and it stands fast. By your appointment they stand this day, for all things are your servants. If your law had not been my delight, I would have perished in my affliction. I would never forget your precepts. For by them you have given me life. I'm sure I am yours. Save me. For I have sought your precepts. The wicked lie in wait to destroy me, but I consider your testimonies. I have seen a limit to all perfection, but your commandments have exceedingly broad. Oh, how I love your law. It is my meditation all the day. Your commandment makes me wiser than my enemies, for it is ever with me. I have more understanding than all my teachers, for your testimonies are my my meditation. I understand more than the aged, For I kept your precepts. I hold back my feet from every evil way, in order to keep your word. I do not turn aside from your rules, for all you have taught me. How sweet are your words to taste, sweeter than honey to my mouth. Through your precepts I get understanding. Therefore I hate every false way. Your word is a lamp to my feet, a light to my path. I have sworn an oath and confirmed it, to keep your righteous rules. I am severely afflicted. Give me life, O Lord, according to your word. Accept my free will offering of praise, O Lord, and teach me your rules. I hold my life in my hand continually, but I do not forget your law. The wicked have laid a snare for me, but I do not stray from your precepts. Your testimonies are my heritage forever, for they are the joy of my heart. I incline my heart to perform your statutes forever to the end. I hate the double-minded, but I love your law. You are my hiding place and my shield. I hope in your word. Depart from me, you evildoers, that I may keep the commandments of God. Uphold me according to your promise, that I may live, and let me not be put to shame in my hope. Hold me up, that I may be safe, and have regard for my statutes continually. You spurn those who go astray from your statutes, for their cunning is in vain. All the wicked of the earth shall you discard like dross. Therefore I love your testimonies. My flesh trembles for fear of you, and I am afraid of your judgments. I have done what is right. I have done what is just and right. Do not leave me to my oppressors. Give your servant a pledge of good. Let not the insolent oppress me. My eyes long for your salvation, and for the fulfillment of your righteous promise. Deal with your servant according to your steadfast love, and teach me your statutes. I am your servant. Give me understanding, that I may know your testimonies. It is time for the Lord to act, for your law has been broken. Therefore, I love your commandments above gold and above the fine gold. Therefore, I consider all the precepts to be right. I hate every false way. Your testimonies are wonderful, therefore my soul keeps them. The unfolding of your words gives light, it imparts understanding to the simple. I open my mouth and pant, because I long for your commandments. Turn to me and be gracious to me, as is your way with those who love your name. Keep steady my steps according to your promise, and let no iniquity get dominion over me. Redeem me from man's oppression, that I may keep your precepts. Make your face shine upon your servant, and teach me your statutes. My eyes shed streams of tears, because people do not know your law. Righteous are you, O Lord, and right are your rules. You have appointed your testimonies in righteousness and in all faithfulness. My zeal consumes me, because my foes forget your words. Your promise is well tried, and your servant loves it. I am small and despised, yet I do not forget your precepts. Your righteousness is righteous forever, and your law is true. Trouble and anguish have found me out, but your commandments are my delight. Your testimonies are righteous forever. Give me understanding, that I may live. With my whole heart I cry, answer me, O Lord. I will keep your statutes. I call to you, save me, that I may observe your testimonies. I rise before dawn and cry for help. I hope in your words. My eyes are awake before the watches of the night, that I may meditate on your promise. Hear my voice attending your steadfast love, O Lord. According to your justice, give me life. They draw near who persecute me with evil purpose. They are far from your law. But you are near, O Lord, and all your commandments are true. Long have I known you from your testimonies, that you have founded them forever. Look on my affliction and deliver me, for I do not forget your law. Plead my cause and redeem me. Give me life according to your promise. Salvation is far from the wicked, for they do not seek your statutes. Great is your mercy, O Lord. Give me life according to your rules. Many are my persecutors and my adversaries, but I do not swerve from your testimonies. I look at the faithless with disgust, because they do not keep your commands. Consider how I love your precepts. Give me life, O Lord, according to your steadfast love. The sum of your word is truth, and every one of your righteous rules endures forever. Princes persecute me without cause, but my heart stands in awe of your words. I rejoice at your word, like one who finds great spoil. I hate the abhor falsehood, but I love your law. 7 times a day I praise you for your righteous rules. Great peace have those who love your law. Nothing can make them stumble. I hope for your salvation, O Lord, and I do your commandments. My soul keeps your testimonies. I love them exceedingly. I keep your precepts and testimonies, for all my ways are before you. Let my cry come before you, O Lord. Give me understanding according to your word. Let my plea come before you. Deliver me according to your word. My lips will pour forth praise, for you teach me your statutes. My tongue will sing your word, for all the commandments are right. Let your hand be ready to help me, for I have chosen your precepts. I long for your salvation, O Lord, and your law is my delight. Let my soul live and praise you, and let your rules help me. I have gone astray like a lost sheep. Seek your servant, for I do not forget your commandments. Keep yourselves hydrated, man. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, God bless you all. In 50 minutes, One Way Apologetics, Chris Claus, One Way Apologetics is going to go live, and we will be going through Hamza and God Logic, Avery's conversation. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. For those that are not following him, his name is One Way Apologetics, Chris Claus. If you're following me, I think you get a notification. So it's going to be on the YouTube. So it's my YouTube is The Agents 007. The Agents 007. And you guys are more than welcome to join and listen in, and it should be fun. When Chris Claus does it, you know it's going to be fun. Definitely going to be fun, man. So with that, I've got 50 minutes to do what I need to do. Stay safe. God bless. Remember, humble yourselves. Remove hate, pride, ego. Remove all of that, because that's full of what Allah has, what Muhammad has. You gotta love me, man. You gotta love me first, man. And if you don't love me, I'm not going to love you. That's Allah. Going to Islam, you have to love Allah first before he can love you back. That's right. It's going to be on YouTube. On YouTube, One Way Apologetics. I will be joining with this account, so if you follow me, I think you get a notification anyways. One Way Apologetics. Tomorrow, I will also try me a review, which should be interesting, because I want us to see what the Muslims say. We just want to see what the Muslims are saying. God bless you guys. Thank you so much. While we end, let me just end with, I'll switch off while listening to The Good Shepherd.
When the night gets cold and the road bends low, there's a hand on my shoulder everywhere I go. I hear his word like a lantern flame. The shepherd calls and he knows my name.
I'm gonna change it.
He leads me beside where the waters.
Sorry about that, but come on, man. Come on. Listen to this one. This is called Amazing Grace.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that rescued me when I was bound. I once was lost, far from the way, but Christ came near and called my name. Through many shadows, lies and fears, his mercy held me through the years. False gods may promise peace and light, but only Christ can make us right. No empty throne, no prophet's claim can save the soul or cleanse the shame. The truth is not a distant spark, it is the Lord who finds the heart. searching far from home. But there is one who bore the tree, the Son of God, who died for me. No other name can raise the dead, no other blood for sinners shed. No other shepherd guards the soul in Christ alone. I'm healed and whole. No empty throne, no prophet's claim can save the soul or cleanse the shame. The truth is not a distant spark, it is the Lord who finds the heart. Amazing grace, Christ alone, my hiding place. I was blind, but now I see. Jesus is enough for me. Amazing grace, that's my take. He took my place. Every idol fades away. Christ is truth, the life, the way.
That's just a taster. Gotta go, gotta go. God bless, guys. Take care.